Welcome, agents, to strain number 04-GCM. I forgot to mute my own stream. Of the 0 Point Report, a broadcast all about the news surrounding the Secret World IP. Today is August 22nd, 2019, and I'm your host for this evening, Ocho. With me tonight, we have Ember.
Hello.
We have Jimmy the Rabbit.
Hello.
And we have Griff.
Hello! I'm still alive.
You are.
Howdy.
And
I
with
think, maybe.
with fancy new hair too, right?
Yes, fancy new hair. That is much shorter than it was, which is terrifying, but I will get through it somehow.
I remember when I did that. Back in high school, I had hair that came down like not to my waist, but to like halfway down my back. And then one day I was just like, nope, I'm done. And I just chopped it all off and haven't looked back.
Fair enough. No, mine was down to my butt. But I also didn't get it trimmed for about 2 years. So when I finally went in, they're like, we gotta take like 5-6 inches off to get to the healthy stuff. And I was like, okay, I guess I did that to myself. Exciting hair stories.
So you said just use the clippers, go tank girl.
See, I had my hair super short for a while, but I didn't like it. So, what you gonna do?
Whenever they ask me what number clippers to use, I'm always just like they ask me all the time and I forget every single time.
So are you on number 1, 2, or 3?
Right, so I'm like, the 3, does that sound right? And they're like, yeah, that's a number.
Okay.
Whatever.
That is indeed a number, sir.
So like, what screwed me up is in California, like Supercuts had guards, so you could say like, I want this on the sides and like a 6.5 or even like a 7 on the top of clippers, right? And they don't do that on the East Coast. They don't use guards. It's only the metal. Like, don't use plastic guards at all.
Sure.
So like, it only goes up to like, like 4 or 5 or something. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you now. I knew my numbers. I knew my numbers for years, and y'all screwed it up.
Right.
Like,
You just
literally
be
nobody
like, give me a
cares about
3, but make it a 0, and they're like, whoa, like that's hardcore, man.
Going down all the way to the
Like
skin.
straight metal.
Literally nobody cares about this, but when I finally got my hair cut the other day here, it was at a Supercuts, and that was the first time I've ever been to a Supercuts. So there we go.
Yeah, it's just like cheap, quick place.
Yeah, right.
Yes, that is exactly what I
right.
wanted. Cheap and quick.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Fair.
Dang you.
Boom, 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 boom.
They always ask you like, do you have a certain person that you come to see? And it's like, no. Just whoever's here. I'll take whoever's here. Anyway, so welcome.
You can also
welcome
get your
to the
haircut in the secret world.
You can. There is a barber shop.
Welcome to the Super Clip Show.
In London. In London, you can go to a barber shop. You can get your hair done. Get your color changed.
Nice segue.
Thank you. Tying it all together.
Somehow. But yet this one, the one in London, will actually make your hair longer if you want.
It's
magic.
It's pretty crazy.
They cannot do that at Super.
Magic.
well,
yeah, they
could.
Get
a weave, I guess.
Yeah.
So
you can get extensions. Like, it is an option.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's fair. that is 100% fair. I didn't think of that. Yes.
I didn't think about it until we were arguing you about it. So.
What's that law that basically says the way to get the correct answer to something is posting the wrong answer?
Yes, I know that one.
Someone will immediately refute it.
That's right.
That's not
like
right.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I like it. But yes, we are in the secret world. We are jumping around Agartha. I don't know if we had anything.
Do you guys want to do something? Or there's something someone hasn't done, maybe? Or something along those lines? I haven't seen Griff in a while. I don't know if Griff's missing anything content-wise.
I'm sure I'm missing lots of things, but I also don't
Like,
have my stuff set up right now.
like, do you need a story New York raid by chance, or have you been in Rosenbrawl yet?
Oh, you want to watch me die a lot?
I've got an invite. I've got an invite to Rosenbrawl. If you want it.
Yeah. So if you haven't been invited yet,
I have not.
you could be invited to.
Excuse me, guys. What was the first rule about Rosenbrawl?
We talk
Tell
about
as
it
many people as
everywhere.
possible.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The first rule of Rosenbrawl is ignore the first rule of Rosenbrawl.
Yeah, no, we can do things. I will die a lot because I actually, I have not been gaming a lot the last week. I've been sick and working, but yeah, you can watch me die. That's fine.
I invited you. I think it said you'd already been invited.
Did you control tab to target her first?
I did, yes.
That's fine. As long as you got the mission complete, she should get it in like a minute or two. You'll get an SMS message, Griff. But it takes a little while. It's not instantaneous.
Maybe? Because I think it might have said she already has an invite.
Yeah, it does that. That's fine.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, the cell network out here is a little
SMS.
sketchy.
As long as you targeted her correctly, like it should be fine. I've seen it do that for me as well. I think when I invited one of you guys.
It's like they've already been invited. Have they though? Have they? But then I got the achievement for actually inviting somebody. So there you go.
Yeah, as long as the mission completes, I think it went correctly. Should be fine. Normally that happens when you've accidentally targeted yourself, which means like people put their reticle on someone and attempt to invite, and like that's not.
Oh no.
That doesn't change your defensive target.
I tab targeted.
Yeah, like if you can
memories.
slash wave and it waves at them, then you know you have them targeted.
Yes. Well, control tab target, which is how you actually tab target in this game now.
Yeah. Control tab. Lots of people don't know that. They'll be like, how do you wave at someone or bow at someone? It's like, yeah, control tab.
That is the one thing that I still cannot get to stick in my head with the relaunch. Hi Loki. Of all the controls, it's the control tab that I always forget.
I feel like that one's not particularly well documented either or something. For whatever reason.
My
I
controller.
remember discovering it
I
in
got
beta
it.
and it was like, there you go. So then you'll want to go to London after.
And I got 2 rewards. Ooh.
Ooh.
And I'm talking without push to talk. That doesn't help.
One reward was a mythic gadget, so there you go.
Yeah, you can get all kinds of stuff from those Rosenbrawl bags. You can get gadgets pretty often. I think you can sometimes get distillates. You can get boxing gloves, which I think are actually tradable, if I remember correctly.
You gain a beneficial effect that increases your movement speed by 10% for 6 seconds. While the effect is active, you also gain a chance to cast Chemical Advantage on your target when you hit, which just deals extra damage. But when it ends, you gain a detrimental effect that reduces your movement speed by 70% for 3 seconds.
You killed the dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
you
I
killed a dog.
I forgot about
Every
that
time.
part, teleporting. That is the saddest
It's
thing
okay.
in this game.
Ocho is gonna kill a
It
cat.
is. It really is. It is, yeah. Whenever you teleport away, your pets are like, all right, see ya. Ugh.
Goodbye, cool
Wait.
world.
I should summon. Which one is it? It's the
husky.
husky. Yeah. I should summon the husky. And then teleport. Where are you? There's the German Shepherd.
Husky.
I mean, we could
You
add that
can't-
into the lore,
you
though.
can't-
We could say that it's like the pets themselves cannot stay in Agartha because they're not attuned to Agartha, and so when you leave, there's nothing holding them there. Or
Yeah, but it
then
doesn't-
Agartha,
Not
the
just
Agarthan
Agartha,
pressure
though.
pushes on them.
It's not
It's
just
true, yeah.
Agartha. Where The Century Attack Canine. I know I have this stupid dog. What the hell is... There we go.
He's got too many.
Siberian Husky.
Like, I got the dog somewhere.
There we go. Siberian Husky. All right. Ember, you can watch this guy do his
Pet
weird
lovers
thing
look
on his
away.
What does he
No,
do?
this one's cool. The Siberian
Okay,
Husky.
yeah. All this
Oh wait, okay, yes,
I
I've
have
heard
to
of this
go.
one. That was not as cool as I thought it was gonna be.
That was, yeah.
Did you not do the thing?
He did not do the thing, no.
That was
Aw.
No.
very
that one,
anticlimactic.
No, it is that one. I swear it's that
It's
one.
like, guys,
Okay.
look, watch what happens. And dog dies.
He just
Yep.
fell over. He just fell over to the side and
Okay.
Damn it! It is the Siberian Husky, right? I swear it's the Siberian Husky.
No, is it the
No,
infected?
it's the husky that does the fill thing, but I don't think it
Yeah.
does it when you just teleport. I think it's a time thing.
No. I've seen it happen when people leave. But maybe
Okay.
it's random. Maybe it's not like every time. You know what I mean? Because there's also that, like the mini Drog pod from the
The
museum.
Droglord puppy? No, not that
No,
one.
the pod. It's a pod, and every once in a while, like it takes forever to like get it to do it when you want it to. The pod will actually gestate, and this mini Drog will come out of it. It's literally a pet that's a pod. Like it's just a stupid little pod sitting there.
Oh,
Doesn't-
hey, and Ocho. Before the show, you were talking about Longest Journey and Dreamfall. Reminder: we do have Mokaloka here in London.
Is that in the games?
Yes, Mokaloka
Oh,
is
right.
from
Okay.
The Longest Journey in that series.
That was a place that April worked. I think.
I don't remember if she worked there. I just know they're in the games.
I know in the beginning of because I played Longest Journey. In the beginning of Longest Journey, yeah, you basically you work at this, I don't know, standard job. Like yeah, coffee shop or something. I mean, there's a lot of stuff from the game that's also in Longest Journey.
Fair.
Bingo Cola for one. It's filled with all the Funcom references.
Right, I guess I hadn't picked up this game yet, but I picked it up now. I have the Drog pet, the Drog pod pet. So potentially I could try and show you that one. Although I know that one is random as all hell. Because that one is yeah, it's just the pods, right, from Kingsmith, like
Mhm.
the little Drog.
Yeah,
pod.
the little alien egg thingies or whatever.
Yeah, so it's it's kind of like the teddy bear pets, right? It just sort of sits there. But
What if you wait long enough?
if you wait long enough, and like I said, it's also random. Like you can cause it to gestate, and then like a tiny little Drog pops out of it. It's like a super mini. Have you entered the Rosenbrawl already, Griff?
I got the key and I teleported back to Agartha, and I'm not sure why I bothered doing that, but I did it.
No, you have to get the key and then use it on the room.
Ah, see,
the Tabula
this is
Rasa
the thing
key.
I did not know. I have never done Rosenbrawl before.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's you buy from the Tabula Rasa vendor, like the Rosenbrawl blue key, and so those keys are used on the Tabula
Okay,
Rasa
yeah,
room.
that actually does make sense, and I probably
Yep.
should have figured that out.
The only other time you do that is for the Wicker, like
Yeah.
We're brawling again, is what it looks like.
Yeah, well, you gotta take
Well,
someone
I mean,
new through.
that's right. Oh, it's good times.
I'm
There's
a
no
giant bunny.
Griff character.
Yeah, we gotta wait for it to come back and actually, what is it, like 2 zone warps at least?
About, yeah.
You gotta warp to London, then walk to Tabula Rasa, come in, and then
And
actually
then the room.
warp again.
Yeah.
So three zone
Yeah,
warps.
3 actually, yeah.
I like how the red gloves match the rest of my outfit.
It's almost if you did that on purpose.
Did that on purpose, yeah.
Oh,
I would
Pangea. I miss Pangea. I used to buy all of my.
Actually go shopping there, yeah.
Yeah, used to could.
And you had to go to
I
each
think
one
you-
for shoes
Can
or
you still go in there?
You
Because I
can.
think it just brings up your dressing room.
hey, Leo
But I mean,
Grim.
you can still go in there.
I still have to jump back into TSW at some point and confirm for once and for all that I have bought everything possible to buy to do that second transfer.
Same. But I was using that my other install as like another Legends one for my other account that IP Man was on. So I haven't done it in a little bit. I tried to do it on my laptop, and oh man, that went horribly. Like
slideshows.
I can use like barely like load up another copy of Legends and like like use a mule character for like some kill farms or something, but like I tried to load the dressing room in TSW on it, and the laptop like overheated and shut off. It had never done that. Like even like farming Wendigo or something, it had never done that.
Dude, back in my day, I played TSW on a 5-year-old laptop, and I had 0 FPS for all of the world bosses. And
Oh, yeah.
I remember actually, I believe it was you. I believe one of my favorite Griff stories that I have is we were in Shadowy Forest. Oh, no, not Shadowy Forest. Besieged Farmlands. We were in Besieged Farmlands, and there was a boss. There was a boss in Besieged Farmlands, and we all went there, and we all beat it. And back then, it was a slideshow. It was
Yup.
it was an absolute slideshow, and the boss was downed, and we were like, okay, good, like we got it, and we just sat there talking, and it was like 10 minutes later, and you were like, all right, the boss is down.
Yes, exactly.
Like there was a literal like not 10 minutes. It may have been like 4 minutes. I mean, it was in the minutes range though. It may have been like 3 or 4 minutes later that you were like, all right, it's done. It's like, wait, what? You're like, it's done.
Like, yeah, it's been done.
You're like,
for
yeah,
a while.
it's been done for like a long time now.
Hey Griff,
Dude, I
don't forget
remember
to pick up the missions over here
one
too.
I think I tanked one in Blue Mountain, and I was at like 1 frame for like a long time, and then I was tanking it at 0 for like an unbelievably long before I died.
It's like, this is why they moved all the bosses into an instance in Agartha. This is why they did that.
I know, like it was super cool within the actual realms, but it lag.
Yeah,
The game,
slideshow.
the game wasn't the system. Okay, put it this way: the systems of the game are never designed to handle that.
No, it turned into a PowerPoint presentation because it was loading everybody, and it was loading everybody's inventories, and it was loading everybody's banks, and it was loading everybody's
loading the water, which
yeah.
forget about it.
It was doing all of that, and now they reduced the number of inventory. I think for that reason. That's one of the many reasons they reduced the amount of inventory. But then also put them into put them into one particular instance
That's designed specifically to
to handle it.
To handle 40 people in it at once. Yeah, it was. I mean, like it was. They had like lofty ideas that were cool, and it'd be great if the engine that they had for the game was remotely capable of those ideas.
Yes, if it could remotely actually handle it. Yeah.
But it can't,
Without
and it never could. It never could, Cotton. It never could.
Which is so sad, because like golem hunting was so much fun. Like the actual call-outs and having to meet up and do it, like that was cool.
That was fun. Yeah.
Also broke everything.
Yeah, even like following the gatekeeper around until he summoned a boss. That part like wasn't too bad. That was because nothing was really going on, right? That's why, because nothing was happening. You're all just walking. and maybe yelling at the gatekeeper or something. But as soon as the fight kicked off, like yeah, it all went to hell.
Yeah, Leo
See,
Grimm.
Leo
brought up a
Grimm,
good-
Leo
yeah.
Grimm in chat says, yeah, I never understood why people keep trying to sell me that the TSW slideshow is better than the Agartha portal we had now. So generally, I had a couple of people that wanted me to boot up TSW again, and I was like, what? I never played TSW.
It did
Yeah.
have the whoosh. It had the whoosh portals, and
Which also lagged the
I
shit.
can speak. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like they were cool, but they also lagged. They were whooshy, but they also lagged.
The only place you're still in Legends is in Rogue Agent.
And that's because not much in that mission has actually changed. I mean,
Yeah.
there are parts of it that changed.
I
but
have
there
a
are other
feeling it would be really bizarre to try and rework that with jump pads.
Right,
I mean?
yeah. They're like, let's just keep in the map that we have. That's fine. That's fine.
Well, because that's
Although,
also that's solo instance as well, so like it's not as big of a deal, you know. Because no one's in Rogue Agent with you.
Right.
I do like hopping into TSW to do many rocket jumps all at once without having to be in one specific instance. So there is that.
I was talking about this because I hit South Africa again on another character playthrough, and I was like, you know what though, I really love Rocket Launcher and Legends better, if only because like it is its own weapon. So like you have its whole row of abilities all at the same time.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
I can
Instead
rocket
of the
jump,
one at
I
a
can
time. Yeah.
yeah, I can cluster, I can nuke, like I can do everything and keep doing it, as opposed to like, all right, yeah, I have rocket jump, but that's all I have. If I want to use big red button, I gotta swap it out. You know what I mean? Out of combat
Yeah.
to even try it. It's really cool to be able to like big red button, fire a rocket jump into someone's face, fire another rocket. Like, I guess I would say it would be cool if there was like another spot you could use them more freely. Like if if it was
you
like,
can only
hey,
really
look,
use it during a handful of missions.
yeah, if it was like, hey, here's you know, the Fight Club in Seoul now lets you grab a rocket launcher, right? Like that would be hella cool.
Like a rocket launcher you can just use as like an item, but then it has a cooldown of you can only use it once every like 20 minutes or something.
Oh no, I meant like how you use it in the missions, but like just give it like a zone. Like I don't know. Does that make sense? Like we can do it with other people. Rocket PvP. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
rocket version
okay.
of Rosenbrawl. Like just another instance where like everyone just can pick up. You know, there's a tabled rocket launcher. You pick one up and you go in there and you just fly around shooting at people. That'd be pretty fun.
I like that. I like that idea.
Griff, did you pick up the missions, the side missions?
I did indeed. And gloves.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Punch.
Let's go.
Let's go beat each other up.
One of the best parts,
Fabulous.
honestly, of this is the fact that once you respawn on the side and you run back in, you don't have a countdown. Like you're immediately back in PvP.
Got beat up the big rabbit first.
Oh, that was fast.
Okay, I wasn't expecting to gang up on Griff.
That's the initiation, right? So like
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
I
run
was
out
actually
of
trying to get Ember.
run out of the side portal.
Run
and now
away!
You're
Better
immediately
run
flying.
away.
That was my karma for the day that I ran through PvP and TSW and literally nobody was there and I turned everything off.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. You're immediately in PvP as soon as you step out. I really like that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I didn't even see the punch that got me.
Oh, haymaker.
Oh, bravo.
That is tricky. The cast time on a haymaker is so long. Leo Grimm said it's like a Rosenbrawl with rocket launchers, the Rocket Brawl. Exactly. I think Rocket Brawl would be crazy fun.
Can't hide.
I'm not-
Yeah, they changed
Saw
my
you
trees.
right through that. Yeah.
Did
Saw
they
you a little
change?
too well through that tree. It's possible.
Yeah, I
Hey.
know. Because I was able to hide in the trees last time.
Ooh, that was
Oh.
close. Crazy Kayak Lady is here. Griff, go switch to heavy gloves so you can really punch her. The NPCs, by the way, the NPCs are named after people. This one's named after Cologne.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh, where
And
to switch gloves?
it's someone's
I have
cat.
no idea
You
where
have
to
to go back
switch
out here.
gloves.
This way.
Okay.
Follow me.
We'll follow the giant rabbit.
I'll
Yeah.
keep an eye on her, on the crazy
All right,
cat
so
lady.
just go over and pick the heavy gloves because you'll get like the bigger punches and you can really take down the NPC's health quicker that way.
Sounds
And
good.
if you're lucky, you'll get the key card. This one in particular drops a key card that unlocks a mission in the castle to rescue kitty cats.
Aw.
She's behind you. Like you have to turn around.
Yeah, turn
Not
around.
Like, literally.
I'm not.
I'm like, what is it, Ember?
All right, go punch her. She's got cats.
So yes, this is the hard part because we don't want to punch each other, but we
Yeah.
can.
Actually, you know if you invite a group that you can't actually hurt each other if you're in a group. She's like just under half health.
Yeah, Griff is down further though. Oh, sorry.
You can take a health bot. You can take a health bot. That does work.
Just doing basic light attacks.
I'm purposely not punching her because I don't want to get the key card. I already have it.
All right, she should be good now.
There you go.
There you go. Get her.
Cool.
She's too quick.
She dashed. She dashed.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh. No.
All right, just run. We'll just run. You can respawn.
Yeah, you can respawn, come back.
Run away.
Okay.
Getting chased by a crazy cat lady.
Oh my god, so like, speaking of Kalani, I was trying out.
go.
There we go.
Did
Well
anyone
done.
get the card?
I got.
I did. I got a key
Nice.
card. Nice.
So,
I think I had that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the room where you pick up the gold card in the castle, company things, there is a hatch that card opens. And inside there is a special mission. Should you complete that mission in the proper time, you will get the pet, the Glaring of Kayaks, which summons like it's a cat carrier that summons like a bunch of all the rare cat. You know, like the Mousers.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. I never
It
gotten into this, so I never did.
Yeah, it's it was part of the April Fool's update.
That was actually a real update.
Yeah, right. Like everything Funcom did for April Fools, it was real.
Aside from like the one or two like joke lines they threw in there, the entire update was real, and everyone's like, "No, the entire thing is fake." Like, no.
Oh, got me.
Nice.
Oh no! I got Jimmy. How does that?
It's okay. It's okay. You can celebrate that.
Your bat, like it's all about like your KD, right? Your kill to death ratio. You're eventually gonna die no matter what.
Yeah.
Like I have 8 kills so far. I'm on 8 of 10.
I'm so far up to 7.
Nice.
Libram says, what I would like to see for Secret World Legends is probably more done with the scaling system. Recently kind of thought that Wrath of the Dawn, and
Wrath.
the
Wrath.
mansion mission I thought it was Wrath. And the Mansion mission kind of feel like a solo dungeon. Will be interesting to see stuff like that scaled. We kind of said that, you know, they introduced scaling into a lot of stuff recently. And I say
Yeah, like that
recently-
Tank Commander fight.
Yes, I say recently in a in a maybe not exactly recently. But they have. That seemed to be the trend there for a while. Was adding in the scaling. So I was waiting for Ember to join me.
I'm trying to take him down. Oh, now there's 2 big bunnies.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I have to say, like, the whole getting to Tank Commander for the 1 IP thing was pretty interesting test of the scaling.
Oh, so yes, you basically took a character through the entire game with 1 IP.
Yeah, honestly, they were
One
on
max
zero IP basically the whole time, but their max recorded was 1, because you can't exit the tutorial without hitting 1 item power. The tutorial like makes you equip something for like when you're like learning how to like upgrade or empower, I guess is the correct term, empower your weapons, right? So you end up equipping a weapon that's like level 4 or something.
So you have to at least leave the introduction with 1 IP.
Right. And the rest of the game actually was running around with 0. It was just easier to say like no talismans than like, I don't know, try and throw like a green one on and hopefully not bump it up past 1. But yeah, it was interesting, you know, interesting playthrough. Had its own challenges.
Oh.
I was honestly surprised, like, how not that hard it was for the most part.
Ember thought he was hiding again.
They changed the trees on me.
They did.
I
well,
don't-
actually, it was. I didn't see you. Oh my
Boom.
god! Why did I not get out of that? I didn't see you. I saw your name.
Oh.
Oh, he's got tags turned on. That's why.
Oh,
Pink Pudding,
cheater.
by the way, Pink Pudding has entered the brawl.
Oh.
We have another NPC if anyone needs. Actually, I think I need to kill it.
But also the Dark Agartha, that's scaled.
Yeah, but it's not auto scaled. That's the difference. Oh, Leo's here. Boom. I'll take a health bot there to make sure I wouldn't go down. That's 2 missions. I think I have an invite now. If anyone wants an invite. The Tank Commander, Leo says the Tank Commander sorted the cream from the crop. Always has sad when I hear someone threw the box out because they beat their head on it bloody. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely certain combinations of weapons that are not as nice, not as friendly. I will say though, from doing the 0 IP version of it and compared to everything else in the tunnel, I think the purging mechanic is highly overtuned. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Because I could pretty readily deal with everything else in there, right? Because essentially, even though I'm at like 1 item power, right? Because of all the passives and capstones and agents and all that stuff, like I'm essentially overgeared for the content. You know what I'm saying? Like there was drones in there scaled to like I don't know, like 10,000 health or something, and I was like one-shotting the crap out of them. Even the 20k ones, like, it was no big deal. And the Smiler other mini boss wasn't a big deal, but like the Tank Commander, when I looked at the ACT for it, like his normal attacks are like 100 damage, 140 damage, 200 damage, like they're nothing. And then you get a purging attack, and it is 10 times the amount of damage. 10.
Oh.
Right? I feel like that mechanic is overtuned. It's overcompensating, like really badly. It shouldn't be that high, and if it is that high, it shouldn't be that frequent. Like, you're talking like you're getting a bunch of attacks for 100, and then you're also getting like maybe 4 or 5 attacks a minute or something that are like 1200 damage. Like it seems really out of whack with the scaling. It's why the fight is so hard for people. That mechanic, and he has a couple others. Like he's basically like a massive Dark Agartha boss, honestly. Like he uses a lot of similar modifiers from Dark Agartha.
Okay.
Like he does the piercing damage. He can purge buffs off of you, right?
Okay.
But then he also, I believe, has a mechanic where if he purges something off of you, he gains stacks that make him stronger. So that's not fun. Super runaway. No. Lord Antler, the Barren Waste has entered.
Oh my.
That's a reference to Das Moose.
Das Moose.
Oh, that is the best thing ever.
Also,
That is the best ever.
he does actually do an attack where he rides a moose and charges around wildly. It's a bit random. He doesn't always do it every time. If we're lucky, you get to see where he rides his moose around and rams into people. It's pretty fun. You guys don't kill him first. Which
He doesn't kill us first. Oh, I was way past. Wait. Moose.
Come on, moose. Let's see a moose attack.
Moose.
Let's see some
Everybody
mises.
clap your hands together in a way that makes it sound moose.
What does moose sound like?
What
I
is the
have no
sound
idea.
of one moose clapping?
Considering that moose cannot clap at all, like
What about the moose and
sound of-
squirrel?
the sound of reality breaking.
Which is pretty appropriate for this game, really.
Side note: Baby Ocho just turned 2 years old,
Aw.
and one of the shows that he likes to watch is Llama Llama, which is based off of a series of books, and but it's on Netflix, and he loves watching it, and it's basically like anthropomorphized llamas doing children-esque sort of stuff. I mean, it's
You better complete that
Your pauses
sentence.
there are really bad, dude. Like your pauses there are really.
They're just llamas doing
Doing
like
llamas
children
doing,
things, like children
human
do.
things.
Yeah, that's not the
No.
pause. The pause was you have llamas doing children, and then like you have like a like that's inappropriate.
Well, it is on Netflix. I don't know.
Well, it's a good thing this is a 18 plus rating or whatever.
That's
Mature
right,
rating.
Mature. This is a mature show.
Yeah.
But they all still have hooves, and that always confuses me because they're like, oh, let me get a glass of water and drink a glass of water.
Yeah, and you're
Or,
like, how are you doing that?
Drink a glass of, and I'm like, none of you have opposable thumbs. Like none of you, the goats, the llamas,
You're like
none of
everything
you.
else is fine, but I cannot let this pass.
Yes.
My immersion.
That's what it is with like every single one of his shows. It's like there's one part of it I'm like, okay, all right, but that part I can't get over that part. That part's
like
just not realistic.
Bubble guppies, like where they have like
Bubble, bubble,
fire
bubble,
truck.
bubble.
They have a fire truck and like a fire station, and like you're in the water. This is I hate you now.
Nothing catches on fire underwater. It just doesn't happen. So there's like one little part of every single one of his shows I'm like, it's just not realistic.
You've lost me.
Right. The suspension of disbelief is
That one
gone.
part.
Okay, this is bullshit.
Like it had any
Standing there getting
disbelief
pummeled.
at all.
Kept trying to line up a haymaker and it did not work. Woo. Woo.
Get back here. Ah.
Ha ha. Someone else killed you. No, damn it! I had a haymaker lined up and everything.
I know.
No, I was gonna land it on Griff if not you.
Wow, wow.
Oh, we
I'm
both
an
escaped.
equal opportunist haymaker.
But anyway,
Oh yeah, we're
we
supposed to be doing a
actually
show.
have some news. Like, yeah, we are doing a show on news.
No.
Are you sure?
Believe it or not,
Oh.
not really.
Believe it or not, I'm
dead.
Walking on air.
At this point, I'm not really pumped.
Instant. I didn't even have to think about that.
right?
Oh Lord.
It's built in. It's ingrained.
Yeah, if you're born in the 80s, it's like right there in your brain.
Oh no, Jimmy's got the bug for me. His body is on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Ah,
He's still punching everybody.
yeah. Got
That's
skills.
his
Got
magic.
skills like that. God
But that
damn it,
means
Leo.
he's
It's like-
completely invisible to me.
Like,
That's kinda
friendship
fun.
is magic, and so is Jimmy. This is especially fun because my shift, I forgot, is also my push to talk, so I'm just gonna dodge it.
Boom! I got myself a Leo grim.
Gotta collect them all.
Gotta punch them all. Gotta punch them all.
Whoa!
I got 2 for the price of 1. Ow.
Right, said that. I think that was Mikey. Maybe.
Hey, I'm on your side. I'm trying to get Jimmy.
There's
wasn't
no
trying to get
sides in Frozen Brawl.
I'm trying to get
There's
whoever.
no crying in baseball.
Oh, Ocho was gonna give actual news at some point.
At some point
Yeah.
today. Well, we didn't have too much news
Safe. Base.
for Secret World.
Kayak lady is in here again if someone needs a key card.
Kayat's back.
Cologne.
For Secret World news, I'll just talk the Secret World news. Don't mind. Gamescom is going on. Gamescom 2019 is going on currently between August 20th and August 24th in Cologne, Germany.
Smells fantastic.
Mm-mm.
And I mean, they're showcasing Moons of Madness. They're showcasing Conan Chop Chop at the Indie Arena booth in Hall. Get away from me!
Doesn't one of you guys actually need to go smack the Kayak lady?
Yeah, stop smacking me.
Oh.
We're just really seeing how much I can keep my composure, and the answer is not.
Gamescom, Cologne, Germany. Moons of Madness.
Going on in the indie area booth in Hall 10-2. They're giving out T-shirts for both games.
T-shirts
as well,
look amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Moons of Madness t-shirt looks freaking amazing.
Moons of Madness T-shirt. It's like whitish on a black background on a black T-shirt. I would wear the heck out of that.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks really good. Someone needs to send me one from
I
Germany.
know. I put a retweet or tweeted Tasha. I was like, hey, I need one. One of each, please.
Be like, yes, if you can get me one, that would be great.
I'm not gonna fly out to Germany for 2 T-shirts.
What
But
about
they're showing
3
off the game.
t-shirts?
That's a maybe. But they're showing off the game Moons of Madness, which is due out in Halloween of this year, and Conan Chop Chop, which is due out September 3rd of this year. We found
Yeah, that's really close.
a couple of places dropped that news. A couple of websites dropped the news that. Did I get anything from that? I did not get anything from that. Put out the news that yes, Conan Chop Chop is going to be coming out September 3rd, and including on the Steam page for the games as a release date of September 3rd. So, not too far away. We're all looking at what, just a couple of weeks on that.
Yeah, what, 2.5 weeks? Not even.
Not even by 2 weeks. Our next stream is September 5th, so it'll be after Conan Chop Chop releases.
Okay, I just looked up at the sky and the trees, and I actually had a dream the other night about trees like these, so that's interesting. That's kind of creepy. I'm just gonna go back to being a normal game-playing individual.
You were destined to be in the Rosen Realm. Punch
You knew it was
Leo in
coming.
the face.
And if you also noticed, the same effect that they have that goes around Kingsmith is also going around as well.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's actually really pretty up there. I know we're busy beating each other's asses, but it's very pretty up there.
We're doing it in a very picturesque place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and see if I can get Leo down at least once. Which is
Get
not going to...
Leo.
I'm trying.
I got him.
You stole
Good.
my kill.
Now I got you.
Yeah, I
Beat
don't,
up for a few seconds.
is everyone going to be picking up Conan Chop Chop?
I am.
Yes.
I don't see any
Yes.
reason why not.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they
Looks fun.
mention
that
a
looks,
price
that
or
looks
no?
both adorable and fun.
Have not seen a price, and I don't think the. Well, I'll check the site real quick. Go ahead and take me down.
There you go.
Take me down to Paradise City. Whoa, there's lots of stone circles there. No way. There we go. Alright, I got Leo. That's what I was going
And I got
for.
you. I am undefeated.
You are not undefeated.
I am also excited for the Moons of Madness.
Yes,
I loved
Madness
the
looks
park. Like
amazing.
they're like standalone,
Ooh.
inspired by games have been amazing so far.
Bumbling Baker has entered the Rosen Realm. That is,
No, as far as I can tell, no price has been released, but I can't imagine it's going to be that much.
Yeah, probably what, $20.
So
Probably
Bumblebreads-
20 at most is my
NPC?
guess. I mean, they tend to have they're not selling games at like a $60 premium price tag.
Well, Conan Unconquered is what, 30?
I don't even remember. I got it in.
I don't even think it's that.
Wait, no. Conan Conquer. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's just ignoring me.
What's actually like, I need to play that again. I guess they've done a bunch from the last stream, a Wednesday stream. Wait, was it Wednesday stream? Monday stream? I don't know. One of the streams this week they did Conan Conquer, and I guess they tweaked a bunch of stuff. Like movements faster. You can actually defer waves. You'd be like, yeah, I'm not ready yet. Give me another minute.
Okay, yeah, I
lowers-
see that its regular price is $30, and it has a historical low price around 20. So
Okay. So I'm thinking Chop Chop is going to be, let's go in the middle, $25.
25 doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah.
That's my guess too. Is yeah, they haven't been selling games at like humongous prices. They're releasing them around the $30 price point.
Well, this is not Funcom. This is another company that's being, Funcom is the distributor.
Yeah, but I mean that's it though. They're a distributor, right? So
Yeah.
price point should be relatively similar, I would think. I mean, there's no guarantee or anything. Also, look, Chop Shop's actually coming out for like a bunch of platforms too.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Midnight in the game.
I was say, but it looks fun. Yeah, Moons of Madness, yeah, due out near the end of October. I'm sure we're going to be talking and seeing a lot more of that, because that seems to be the game, more so than Chop Chop, that seems to be the game that they are overall kind of really hyping up at this point. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, it looks cool.
Including, I saw a post from Christopher Swindle, Swindle Topher on at Swindle Topher on Twitter. He said, with our producers giving us the green light to finally talk about it, I can now say that after months of work, I just finished recording the most terrifying script I've ever read for a game. See you on Mars in October.
Yeah, that was cool.
Christopher Swindle, then I had to look him up.
It's like, who's
I guess
this
after
guy?
months of work, I guess he would be like one of the primary voices. So Christopher Swindle has done voiceover work in video games such as Kingdom Hearts 3, playing Sully, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, playing Alfred/Henry Benson, and has done local voices in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, and among other credits. So it's not too surprising that this would be the most terrifying thing he's ever read.
You bastard. Oh, I got you. That was great. I wasn't sure he was going to let me do that. By the way,
Did you run out of bounds?
I tried to.
He tried to run out of bounds and I tagged him, and he actually died out of. That was pretty great.
Dude,
That
I
was
want to
amazing.
shoot you. Come back here. I want to shoot you.
First of all, they're not guns.
I
Secondly,
know.
look, here's Tipsu.
I know. Like, I want my assault rifle all of a sudden. Only in game.
This is Tipsy. Tipsy Brawler is Tipsu. If you guys know Tipsu. You might have seen her on the Discord or something.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Ouch.
I like the beer can helmet,
Yeah, right.
especially.
I've seen Tips smoke an entire cigarette in under 60 seconds. I have a video from when she was in Finland.
That's impressive.
Because
Okay.
she's like, we'd raid, right? Back in TSW, we'd do raids, and she'd be like, I need a smoke break. And like, she'd be like, they're like 5 seconds, I'm back. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? So if she doesn't smoke
Like,
a
are
whole
you sure
cigarette,
that was a
like,
cigarette?
if she doesn't smoke a whole one, it doesn't take hardly any time at all. Even a whole one's only a minute. Like it takes everyone else longer to like load their build for the raid than for her to take a smoke break.
So, is it not too surprised that he said that it was the most terrifying thing he's ever read, because some of the writing, at least some of it, don't know how much of it was done by Scrivenomancer, but it was penned by Scrivenomancer,
Yes.
who posted on his own personal blog at joshuadeach.com in a post titled "Madness, Tentacles, Vampire, Dating Apps." He posted, "I spent many months writing for Moons of Madness, a moody horror video game set on Mars. Think of it as an unholy marriage of Cthulhu mythos and The Martian. The game is developed by Rock Pocket Games and published by Funcom. It takes place in its own special corner of the Secret World universe."
Leo, how did we both whiff there? That was amazing. We were like standing in each other's hitboxes, and we literally both punched, and neither one of us connected.
You hit each other's gloves.
We hit each other's gloves.
Oh,
Oh,
and I ran into Secret World artwork in the wild the other day.
Oh,
I
really?
completely
Really?
forgot I had. Yeah, so YouTube recommended me a bunch of SCP videos, and I hadn't really gone into the SCP stuff before because most of the people I knew who had suggested that might be interesting for me were kind of jerks. I will use that word.
Okay.
But there was for people who don't know, SCP is an online thing, and it's unexplained stuff. It's kind of creepypasta, kind of neat stuff. But one of the videos that YouTube recommended me, they were talking about Kind of an underground occult business sort of thing, and they used a screenshot from TSW in it, and some other people had pointed it out in the comments, and I thought that was very cool.
Okay.
That is my story.
I would guess most likely they did not get approval to use such, but that's
Yeah,
Probably not, which is kind of disappointing, but
like most of Etsy.
I changed my gloves. Can't start for 10 seconds.
Ah. No.
Oof.
Ah.
I don't know what you guys are doing, but there's just lots of like a ooh ah ooh ah.
Like I'm actually taking the punches. So that's basically all the Secret World news that we had, at least. Like, I didn't see any real updates to the game. A couple of server restarts, but
There was that thing where like, like you couldn't log into the game. Like basically all their MMOs went down, and we got the free key weekend. Right, the free key weekend.
I think we discussed that last time, though.
Wasn't that more recent than that?
No.
No? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel like
because it was ongoing. If you remember, we had
we actually had it right.
Yeah, okay, we had an all points bulletin. It like it's
right. Yeah. Okay, you're right. I remember that now.
Oh, so yeah, to reiterate, yeah, they had a couple of login problems, and they gave us a all keys weekend. Was it last weekend? Weekend before?
It was. Like yeah, it was in the past.
Probably the weekend before. Yeah.
So it was on the show.
To compensate for it, and then gave every character 2 free keys, 2 free to compensate.
Right.
Which, you know, not bad. You know, who knows what problems they had, but the problems were all encompassing. It was all of their properties.
Yeah. I'm hiding.
Tiny rainbow.
Away, Griff.
Tiny rainbow.
Well, the other thing, Mutant Year Zero has that expansion. No, we were going to talk about that.
Yes. No, we have a whole bunch of other Funcom news to talk about. This is part of the relaunch of the show from Beyond the Veil. Was so that we could also discuss all the other properties that go on with Funcom.
Oh, there's a PJ. There's a PJ.
Because we didn't really touch too much on the other properties on Beyond the Veil, but we figured that part of the relaunch of the show was that we would also discuss a whole bunch of the other Funcom properties, going to the premise that really anything that Funcom does kind of affects the Secret World. Really.
Yep. God.
And so a couple of things, right? Mutant Year Zero. Mutant Year Zero is doing fantastically, I think. They had an expansion called The Seed of Evil, which released the tail end of July. Has a very positive rating on Steam. Yeah, it introduces Big Khan, a moose with the Ground Pound and Flame Puke mutations. I haven't seen the animations for that, but good for them.
It's actually pretty interesting because I saw like on the little GIF of it. It's as what you think Flame Puke.
It is what I think it is. Okay. Yeah. Good. It's $15 for the expansion.
Working at the vet office now, I'm like, oh, Flame Puke. Yeah, Flame Puke. Would that be like if you brought a dragon in?
That's right. In this case, a moose. But who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew moose? But Mutant Year Zero is $35 on Steam currently. That's the price that it launched at. The Seed of Evil is $15, and there's a Seed of Evil bundle for $45 and a fan edition for $55, which gives digital goodies, soundtrack, art book, and the digital pen and paper RPG book that it's based on. And in the Scandinavian countries, like we play Dungeons and Dragons here, right? Like that's pretty much, Dungeons and Dragons. That's the most popular, I would say, pen and paper RPG. There are others, of course, but in the Scandinavian countries, like the property that Mutant Year Zero is based off of is like the most popular. Like it's a very popular property there.
Yeah, I heard that. I think.
So having it and so including that in the fan edition, which gives you the some of the starter books for the pen and paper itself, I find that very interesting. That sort of like they took a like one of the most popular pen and paper RPGs and decided to turn it into a turn-based tactical game. It's like, oh, that's fantastic. We have Remov.
It's Bomber. It's Bomber. Yeah, Bomber.
Oh, is it Bomber?
It is. It's Bomber backwards.
We have Vommer here walking around.
Yay!
Now, I wonder if Vommer wears like the sort of jacket that.
I don't think so. Oh, he really should. Now that he has it.
Like
now that he has a NPC.
The Back to the Future type jacket going on here.
Actually, I don't think you can get. Can you even get this jacket? That's not the Back to the Future jacket. That's an actual.
No,
that's got a.
It's like the school jackets, but completely different.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know what I
that
mean?
puffy
Like-
jacket.
Like down goes everywhere.
Takes advantage of the low health there at the end of the at the end of the boss.
Oh, I wasn't doing that.
Oh, of course you were not doing that.
No.
I would say, and
I
if
would
you saw,
never.
we did post this on our Twitter account if you did see it, but it's not up there anymore. But from August 15th through the 22nd, Mutant Year Zero was also the free game on the Epic Store game, or on the Epic Games Store. I don't know what I said, but every week on the Epic Games Store you can pick up a couple of free games, one or two. And last week it was Hyper Light Drifter and Mutant Year Zero.
I've just been playing the past couple of days. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I played it when it first came out, and it was it was fun.
Well, I was like, yeah, screw it, I'll play it on hard stuff. So, it's
on the hardest difficulty.
yeah, that's how I started the game.
Okay, all right.
That makes for a more interesting stream, right? Like, so things are a little bit nuts, and yeah. But I also like the fact that you can kind of sneak your way to places you have no business being. Like, the game doesn't really block you.
Yeah, there's no like boundaries.
Like, as long as you can sneak past, like, you're good, essentially.
So I remember when I played when it first came out. I gave the demo. I played the demo, and like the first couple of zones were like, okay, all right, and then it put me in a zone where it's just everything just wrecked me within like 5. No, it took a while to wreck me, but it was like, but it's still like you could see it coming a mile away. Like, nope, I'm not getting through this. I'm not getting through this, not even a little bit.
Yeah, I determined that.
So it was like in TSW when you had to sneak through the quarry.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, old quarry.
Well, yeah, I think the biggest difference in Mutant Year Zero is like, as long as you can take something down silently in like your turn, you're okay.
You're okay, yeah.
But
Other than that,
essentially
it pulls everything in
Yeah,
the air.
like everything pulls, and then you also have those guys that sound a horn and call in additional units that weren't even in the area. Like, it just spawns new ones. Like,
Yeah, you want to be
And that-
sneaky and take
that
out.
stupid medbot that reses everybody. Holy crap, is that annoying? There's nothing like downing half the people only to have the medbot rush in from off screen and be like, res,
gotta
res,
take out the healer first, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I've had some really, really interesting like tactical fights, which I mean, it's what you want for something like that, right? Like you want something that's challenging, but that you can actually tactically sort of plan and strategize for and execute something that works. And you're like, yes, I did it. I did everything right, and like, you know, everything worked out. So, but I mean, sometimes you just shouldn't engage. Sometimes you really should just sneak past.
Yeah, just
You're not
and I
gonna
think that's
win
kind of the
fight.
point. Is they're like, this person is way too hard. Like, yeah, come back to get this one.
Yeah, Lugrim says the game this year reminds me the strongest of Jimmy is my friend Pedro, because Banana, the favorite controller of the rabbit.
Yes, I actually have my friend Pedro. I bought that game. I do plan to stream it at some point. I haven't even played it yet, but I bought it. It was like on sale or something.
And here
My
the game
friend
Sea
Pedro.
of Thieves is the game that reminds me of Banana the most. I did not know.
That's actually pretty fun. I've been playing that.
Well, I think because Pedro, like it. Oh, Kayak Lady again. Anyone needs a key card?
I haven't gotten it yet.
So she's running around over here. Yeah, my friend Pedro, I think like it, if I'm not mistaken, it is like a talking banana or something that's telling you what to do. Like you're something's wrong with you.
Yeah, this totally sounds normal. This is a normal thing.
This way, Mikey.
Let me get her. Where is the Kaleni?
Right there. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know, like, I mean, I want to finish the base game first, obviously, but I think I potentially would want to pick up the expansion if it has like more story, which I believe it does. I believe it adds the character and like a new story bits, you know, for that character. Because the story is actually pretty interesting.
Well, they kind of made it to be more story based.
Yeah, the story is pretty cool. It was a little bit difficult to read some of the words because there was like a shit ton of I'm assuming some kind of like I don't know Norwegian or something. I don't know the language, but it's something that like I can't read the words for.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, yep, I read that on stream. Totally
Oh yeah,
accurate.
yeah, totally. Got that part.
There was like this one note I picked up that was all about the places that these people were evacuating to, and they're all names of places in a different language.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all places in
Norway. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh great.
Yeah.
It's a whole paragraph of text I can't possibly pronounce. Awesome.
Say, but that's the setting. It's post-apocalyptic Norway.
Correct.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty fun. Like, I don't know. I think I kind of have a little bit more of a feel for that style as well. Just after our run at Conan Unconquered there, Mikey.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really like played that style of game in quite a long time, and that was really fun. So, it's not quite the same thing, but I mean, it's still like, especially if you pause a lot in that game, it feels like turn-based combat. You know what I mean?
Well, it's basically Funcom has been, really trying to go through their portfolio. So, Moons of Madness is going to be a survival style game, right? Or at least I guess. I don't think
Like
it might not be base building or
not survival in the sense of like Conan, but survival in terms of like survival horror. Like you
yes, yeah, like
run from
survival
Cthulhu
horror.
things.
Conan is more of a real-time strategy, but with more of a survive waves instead of just building up a base and running out. It's building a base to survive.
Yeah.
Secret World is of course our no, it's not an MMO. What do they call it now? It's shared world.
RPG.
Yes.
Or RPG.
Shared World Online.
It's just Shared World RPG, dude. Shared World RPG. It's the official name for it.
Massively shared world RPG.
Massively shared.
It's not massively. We took that one out on purpose. You bunch of trolls.
As the saying goes, if it arose by any other name.
A tulip? Oh, we got Vollmer again.
Yes, the shared world RPG. But Dune, we
Yes,
don't know
I
what
was
that's going to
gonna
be
ask.
yet.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we'd heard anything else. Cause
But we
I
still
haven't.
don't know, by the way, what the IP is for the two-player like co-op shooter.
Right? Yeah, that's
We
still
we know
still
it's
unknown.
a thing. We know what type of game. We don't know what the IP is at this point. Still, so I gotta imagine that. I think that like the actual name of the game or something more about it should be coming out at some.
We will probably we'll probably see that during the financial report because usually they've got something in the financial report.
Yeah, it's interesting that they hadn't so far.
It's Monday.
Yes, but yeah, to say another piece of news, Funcom will be presenting its second quarter 2019 financial report on Monday, August 26th at 8 p.m. CEST, which would be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. So, Eastern Daylight. We're still in daylight. So, middle of the day here in Eastern, but 8 p.m. their time. Yeah, Funcom presenting its second quarter 2019 report, and those are the ones that usually have something. They usually say like, Secret World is still doing okay. It's doing all right, you know.
Well, there'll be just one small bullet point.
One small bullet point is usually what's on the report for that. But they'll usually put in like their roadmap for at least other games and other projects. They usually have something like that going on. And so that's where you find out, that's where we found out about Moons of Madness. That's where we found out about that's where we get the I don't think we found out about Conan Chop Chop.
No, that
No.
one was the April Fools and then
Yeah.
E3.
Yeah,
That was
E3.
brilliant.
That one was the marvelous surprise.
That
Yeah,
was
but
the
that-
best marketing I've ever seen out of them.
It's like,
literally
we
ever.
take
Generally,
this
it's the
this joke advertisement, for a fake game, but guess
like
what? It's
ha ha
real.
ha 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 ha. Oh, okay, all right.
No, just the way they were able to use everyone's positive impression of a non-existent game and use those quotes in their E3 release trailer, it was brilliant, brilliant. Because if you release something like an action trailer, people will start picking it apart, right?
Right,
If
yeah.
you release a trailer of something
They're like,
fake,
we
everyone's
wish this
like,
game
"Oh."
was real.
Like, no one pays attention to like the graphics being crap or anything because it's a joke, but they're like, oh man, this would be cool if it was real. So they got all this positivity and none of the negativity by releasing it as a joke. And then their E3 trailer has like all those positive quotes.
Has all the positive
It
quotes.
was
Yeah.
so great. It's like, well, you already said it was going to be good, so here you go. Now you can't say anything negative about it.
Gaming April Fools.
Like, I want it that needs to become like a new trend or marketing trend or something. Jesus, wow, I got stun locked like crazy there.
Got these two shorties on ya.
It's like a TLC song or something.
What else do we have? Right, we talked about the that Conan Chop Chop. As we said, it was announced April Fools. It was announced April 1st, but has a release date of September 3rd. So that's less than 2 weeks away. By the time we have the next show, we will absolutely have. I was expecting them to at least give during Gamescom to give pricing information on it.
Yeah, you would think, but I mean, so
But I
close
haven't
to
seen that.
release. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess they're waiting till when they release.
So that's what's leading me to believe it's pretty much standard.
$1.
I'll buy that for $1.
Oh, I knew you were gonna get me as soon as I saw the round hook. Oh, it's gonna get me. This is a lot. it's gotta be one of the longest time I've been in like the heavy gloves. I'm usually in the light gloves, but I don't know. I kind of like the.
Being big.
I feel like no, well, yeah. I like the added challenge.
Oh wait, we're fighting a. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Yeah, there's an
I
NPC
guess
there.
I am still in heavy gloves because I liked being giant, but you know.
Try other gloves, Griff. Go try other gloves. They're fun.
The light gloves are pretty great because of the stun kick.
Balance gives you a heal
Correct.
that the other ones do not.
That is. You're gonna laugh at me, but that is why I was so confused when I changed to the heavy gloves, and then I'm like, suddenly I don't have a heal.
Yeah, because you get the
I was in the balanced.
You get the defense as heavy, but it doesn't heal you. It just blocks.
Hey, what's up, Volmer?
Vommer. We've already
we've
we've
already
already
beat you.
defeated you a couple of times.
And I just said, oh, hello, without actually pushing my push talk again, but hello.
SWL is not massive because it doesn't have the slider to crank it to massive. That's fair. Yeah, can't turn it up to 11.
Man, you shouldn't turn it past up to 4 even. Everyone knows that. 3.8 is the max your settings should go to.
3.8. Yeah, that's right. All the benefits of 4, but without the added
Without the crashing.
FPS drop.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about the setting, even in TSW, something about the settings on 4 caused it to like bug out. It was weird. Oh, we got Kaya Lady. Someone can try and get a key card again. They should so choose.
So other than that, we have saw that the longest. If you don't know GOG.com, you really should. It's fantastic. But on GOG, you could find the longest journey and Dreamfall, the longest journey, currently at 75% off on GOG. So for a limited time, you can get the pair of games for $6.30.
Hey, Griff. There's an NPC.
Griff, stop fighting! Stop fighting, Griff!
Stop fighting! Stop fighting!
Everyone's like, let's kill NPC. Griff's like, I'm gonna kill you.
That's what I did last time. I saw you on a group. I was like, oh, good, there's a whole group. And then I saw the NPC in the middle. I was like, oh.
So you get a cool debuff from her cats, by the way. It reduces your damage. Her cats actually do something.
Sweet.
I mean, cool in the sense of it's cool. Like, just that it exists. Alright, did anyone get a card?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, I got a card right.
I mean, I
I
know
got your
Griff
card
got
right
one.
here.
Yes, I got one earlier, so
I know you got
I'm good
one.
right
I'm just
now.
curious if anyone else has gotten one.
No, I did not get one that time.
Aw.
It's a low drop chance, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Or-
I don't know how low it is, but I think it can, because everyone's attacking it. If like someone already has it, then like, damn.
Okay, so what you're saying is I can never actually use this key card unless I'm positive I can complete the mission.
No,
because
that's
otherwise
not
I
true.
will cry.
No. Actually, the key card is really weird. Once you use it, like it just stays, and you can do that mission like once a day.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know why it's not a mission item. It feels like it should be. It's a red card, and it really should not be like taking up more inventory space. Honestly.
Is that what it does? It takes up inventory space?
Yeah. So you know that pisses me off.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
In fact, I might have.
understood because I'm terrible about inventory.
I think I actually got rid of it. I finally deleted it because I already ran it and got the achievement. I mean, not only did I run it, right? I made a YouTube video. I ran it and then got like the whole thing done with a minute to spare, which is pretty insane. Like the time.
Everything you do is pretty insane. I mean, to be honest here.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it surprised me. Put it that way. Like I was surprised.
Okay.
Like,
That's perspective. Thank you.
because I mean, I had went and did a test run, and I had actually like failed the first day. Like I had failed the timer. Like, and then I like adjusted settings. I got ready for a run. I did a bunch of like practice swoops around without the mission active. And I actually did the run, and like was like, holy crap! I really had a minute left. Are you serious? By the way,
but honestly, like that's good to know. Cause I'm like, oh my god, I have this key card, and
Yes.
now I'm terrified to use
Yeah,
it.
Griff, I would go
sticks
check
around.
out. Maybe this is one of the, I don't normally give this advice, but I would say to maybe go check out the guide first before you run in there. Go check out
Fair enough.
yeah, you could go watch my video run through and see.
Yeah.
I think
Right
Leo actually had maps of like spawns points. But what I found was the most effective was turn on name tags, because then you can see the cat's name tags that are floating in the air. That's super helpful. It's kind of hard to see sometimes. I think when I did that run through, I dropped all my settings really low, like my visual settings. And then yeah, the biggest thing is instead of starting the mission, which is like rescue, you can just run around and kind of like, okay, there's a cat hiding here, there's a cat, you know what I mean? Like you can run practice routes without the mission active, and it gets you more familiar with the layout and where all the cats are.
That makes sense.
So I did that before my actual run that I put on YouTube, and
Yeah,
Apparently
like you
help.
could go in blind for it, but
you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail.
you might, yeah, you're gonna fail anyway.
Because there's just no way you're gonna pick up 50 cats in the time limit. You're not gonna find 50 cats in your first pass. It takes a little bit of sort of pre-planning, or at least pre-knowledge. Like some of them are pretty tricky. Some of them are hidden in odd spots.
But you said that once you do it, you can come back the next day and do it. Just
Yeah,
as
like
long
if you fail, you can
yeah.
just come back the next day. It doesn't eat the card
Right.
or anything. Yeah.
So you can.
In fact, even once you've completed it in the time limit, you could do it again. You still have the card. I don't know why you would necessarily want to, other than I guess just to see it. Because once you
Or
get
to
the
get a
pet.
best time or something.
Yeah, I suppose. Like once you get the pet, like you have the pet, right? So it's not like you need to run it again. Just let everyone else kill Leo. What is hell deep? But yeah, it's a pretty interesting. We don't think we've had anything like that in Secret World. It's pretty fun and different. And it's just kind of crazy that they were like, "Hey, here's this PvP thing, and here's NPCs, with kind of like homage names to."
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, it's gonna drop a card that we're not gonna tell you where the hell the thing is it opened.
See, now that is a Secret World thing. To drop
the
something,
thing
and everyone's like, "What is this?"
And the thing it opens is a hatch
Nonsense.
inside of another mission zone, right? Like inside
Yeah.
of the solo, and then that opens an alternate dimension instance of the castle. with
Do
a
not
bunch of
tell us where
cats.
something is. That is peak Secret World, really.
Hey
I
guys,
was gonna say I could put on my skeleton horse head from that mission.
From that mission.
From that mission.
oh,
That was Christmas? I want to say that last Christmas before we swapped over. That was the super intricate Christmas mission. I want to say.
Oh no, it was Halloween.
It was.
That was a
Halloween?
Halloween
Okay,
mission.
it was
Yeah, that was
Halloween
the.
then. It was Halloween.
Yeah, the writer. That
Yes,
was a.
yes. I was gonna say I knew it was either Christmas or Halloween. I just couldn't remember which one.
I will say the only real there's two issues I had with that. The one issue was that they didn't design it well enough, because nothing prevented you from doing the end without doing the beginning or middle parts. So to me, that was like a design flaw. Like there was lots and lots of people complaining about like data mining and all this other stuff, right? People like spoiling the event or what have you. But honestly, I accidentally found one of the last things like the first day, just because you guys remember the old Eidolon raid?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know how there was the exit to Kingsmith, like it had its own exit, like where the boats were. It was like off a weird path. Like a lot of people either didn't know it was there or like forgot. There's the normal way you came in, and there was also like this side path you could go down, and there was like a dock with like a little rowboat. Like you could actually go that way, and it would port you to Kingsmith. So along that path was like one of the last pieces of the whole, like a candle that you used one of the potions on, and it gave you like a stone. You needed the 4 stones for like the end of the event. So before any of the other stuff, right? Before any of the stuff that everyone worked on together, all the photographs, all the worshiping at spots to get the bosses, like all the cool stuff, you could stumble upon that candle and just like
I did not know that.
You could randomly use like the potions you got from killing shit, and it would, oh, here's one of the last 4 pieces of the entire puzzle. And one of the guys in our cabal at the time actually was a data miner, and he like sent me a tell. He's like, don't tell anyone about that. He's like, you're gonna ruin the event if you say anything about this. Like that's not supposed to be found. Just zip it. So I did. So yeah, I zipped my mouth. I didn't say anything about it. But yeah, as soon as other people found candles that you could interact with to get the final pieces, no one, like I think the community did one photograph summoning, right? There was one part where everyone got together, everyone had like the right pieces, and you fought something, and then you went in animal form and followed its ghosts wherever, and you got like a clue, right, to like the first location. I think it was the Templar one or something. Anyways, the point was, as soon as the one candle was found at instance and people knew how to do it, no one did the other 3 summons. They never happened in the game. Everyone just ran around TSW, going in every single instance, looking at every single corner for a candle, and they found them.
Yeah.
And then that was it, right? Like, so it was really...
Yeah, so it wasn't like the candles finally showed themselves after something was found. They were just always there.
So the problem was, like, the community legitimately managed to do one, right? And then everyone the whole community brute forced the rest. Everyone spent like, I don't know, like a day and a half solid just running all the instances looking for candles and trying, once they found them, trying like a billion things on the candle. Which is a little bit sad that like, no one even attempted to do the rest.
they were brute forcing it. Yeah.
Right. But it's because you could.
Sadly, sometimes the easiest, yeah. That's
what I'm saying was the design flaw, right? It was like they didn't have anything. They didn't have anything in the system that prevented that from happening. So like literally, if I hadn't had someone telling me to show, I think day 1, maybe day 1.5, we would have brute forced the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Can you imagine if no one ever did like the summonings? If no one ever did like the praying? It's because we just went right to the end. I mean, I guess we would have. I guess we eventually would have, probably just for the bosses, right? People would have figured out.
Or just for the achievements, if there was any. I forget if there was achievements attached to those, but.
No, but if you got the mega boss, like that was like the one that could have the rare chance of dropping the pale horse, right? The one that gave away in Legends. So like there.
So if you suddenly found the boss that dropped the thing, yeah, you wouldn't do anything else.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like you still would. Eventually they would be like, oh well, we don't need these photographs. Delete, because right. Like, but yeah, I don't know. The only other thing that annoyed me about that event, honestly, is something Tilty said on stream. which he was like, maybe no one will figure it out this year, and he was kind of hoping no one would. And I thought that was kind of a dick move, honestly. Don't
I mean,
make,
kind of.
don't make content with the intent that no one solves it that year and has to wait a whole year to solve it again. That is.
Well, that's kind of true.
Well, I heard worse from Joel, so.
I'm just saying, like, it's one thing to expect it to take some time. It's another thing to have, like, a limited time yearly event and be like, oh, you guys didn't solve it this year? I guess you can try. That is,
Okay,
understood. I think that's a way to, like, even if you have puzzle solvers in your community, that's going to alienate a lot of people. It's just going to piss them off. I think that
if they spend so long and then all of a sudden they have to wait a year. Yeah.
Yeah, to try new theories again. Like, I'm sorry, that's a little bit beyond the pale, and that particular comment when it was given, like the attitude it was given, like I don't know, maybe he was just having a bad. But because normally he was pretty cool.
I guess for me at the time, I thought it was more him encouraging people to try. I guess I never expected that they would actually let the event run to the end and like not give any hints or anything.
Well, so the other
not
problem,
hint, but maybe turning it off before it was solved. Yeah.
The other problem was that while everything else required vast number of people to make it happen, right? Like all the zone bosses, you had to have what groups of like 3 or 4 praying all over the place. It was really fun to coordinate the community. The actual final event required 4 people. 4 people. No one else had to be around. And then the writers showed up. And by the way, the 4 people that doing it did not see the writers show up. The 5th person,
the first person just standing there,
standing in Agartha just to check and see what happened, happened to notice the writer coming in, and they saw that happen. So like, no one saw the writer come except for like 2 people or something. And he recorded like the worst video ever. I actually uploaded it to my YouTube. It's up there. I didn't make it. I don't record shit in FLV. Like, I was like, what the hell format did you just send me, and why is it so horrible? But,
yeah, what format is this? Might as well be sending it to me on VHS.
Yeah, like I was just like, what the shit is this? But yeah, so there is footage of the writer coming out from the one person standing in front of the portal at like 2 in the morning, Monday morning when people try. And I feel like it's kind of like picture if like Whispering Tide, right, like happened, but it only took like 5 people to trigger Whispering Tide, and those flappies all flew around one time at like 3 a.m. one morning, and no one was around to see. Like, you know how pissed off everyone would be if that was the Kaiden event? You know what I mean? That's what happened with the writer. Like, it was a really, really cool idea, and I don't know, man. I feel like they really dropped the ball on the execution of like the end of it. Not that the end of it wasn't cool. The writer rides out of a portal that has the Hide and Shriek school behind it, by the way.
I'm sorry, you mentioning the flappies and the Kaiden event just reminds me that literally every time I've tried to do video or anything with flappies, I have failed. The very first time I tried, I didn't get video. I tried to get screenshots, and I forgot to turn off my UI because I was like so excited that stuff was happening. So all of my old shots from TSW have the UI, and then I tried to get video in SWL, and I was super tired, and I was like babbling and talking through it. That kind of killed it. So
yeah, Vollmer said he had the first one pestilence he knew of, or at least they announced publicly. But I didn't even get invited to the ritual and was sad. Yeah, like I was part of the ritual. I think I had the Eidolon one. Which one the Eidolon was, because again I found the Eidolon thing like day 1. But to be fair to the people summoning, like it was like me, I think another Cabal member, and like some random person we found in Agartha that had one of the stones. Like it wasn't like a coordinated. It was literally like we determined at like 2 in the morning. It was like Sunday night, super late. They're like, oh hey, we have all 4. Like we think we know or have a rough idea of what these things mean. Like let's try out some strategies. And the first time failed, and we had to find another Agartha instance, and we tried it again. But we had no way of knowing that, like, once we did it, no one else would be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, there was no,
They didn't make it, like, group repeatable or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no way that we knew that we would use our 4 stones and no one else could ever do it again. Like, we wouldn't have, like, literally 2, 3 a.m. screwing around trying things if we knew that, like, no one else would ever be able to do it again. You know? It wasn't intentional. No one got screwed out of that on purpose. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that was a design flaw of the event. Like, a pretty massive one, honestly, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. Like, you don't design an event that involves hundreds of community members coordinating, like, all this other crap, and at the end be like, oh yeah, some random 4 people will do this once at 2 a.m. and then it's done. Like,
right.
Like that's not our fault. We didn't know. We just assumed that if we did manage to figure it out, that other people would be able to do it too. Right? Because otherwise, why can everyone pick up a stone? Because there was multiples.
And that's why you're just thankful that at least the one person who was able
At least
to
the
watch
one person that saw it happen was able to, like, shadow play it.
yes,
some
well,
fashion
had it
and send it to
recorded somewhere, yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's not a great recording, but at least you can see it, and you can see that the writer is writing out of the Hide and Shriek school. Whatever, I can't remember his name. Is it Little Springs? Right, the rival school?
I want.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I
We'll
think
go with
it's
it.
Little Springs.
Sounds good.
I think you're right, yeah. It sounds...
But I thought it was interesting that, like, that's where he was writing out of. Is like the Gartha portal's background, like the the hallway
riding on a
from, like,
horse from a school. Now, we got moose around here somewhere.
Yeah, back corner.
The
Yeah,
Hide Street portal persisted a bit after him, I think.
Or
In the right
before him.
instance. That was the other. Even when it was done, it was broken. Like, even when it finished, like, the writer was supposed to show up in all the instances of Agartha so that you could get your thing. And it was busted. Like, he was only in one, and people had to meet up into that Agartha to, like...
he's on a moose.
It's a moose!
Ow!
Yeah, I told you it happens! I told you!
That death was worth it! I got run over by the moose!
Right? Amazing.
Target's out of range. I'm like right on his butt. Yeah, okay.
That's what we should do next show.
What?
We should play Hide and Shriek.
Butts?
Oh yeah.
What?
Riding butts.
Very confused.
We just won't broadcast that show.
Yeah.
Think of the rating.
Through the roof. Do we have any more news?
Yeah, sorry, I was
Just a
just
little
kind of
bit.
derailed on that. I would like to see, by the way, I would like to see something cool, like, you know, like a Moons of Madness tie-in for Halloween would be awesome. Or even just some...
You know what? I'm expecting one. I'm expecting
I know a lot of people
some sort of
are.
tie-in.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
But actually, I don't
I am
know.
also on hoping page, because, again, like, I loved the park, and I loved the park tie-in.
That tie-in mission needs to come back. That shit was amazing.
Well, the thing
Yes,
is
it
that
was.
what?
And again, like, in my defense for being, like, super fangirly about it, I literally, because of the timing, I played through the park, and then I immediately went into Secret World and played through the tie-in. And
The story
was
is
amazing.
It's fantastic.
It was
Yeah.
But the thing about Moons of Madness is Moons of Madness takes place, well, 1, on Mars, but 2, in the far future. Right?
Does it?
Like
Yeah.
it takes place. I think they've said that it takes place like
Yeah, in the
100
future.
years or something.
Because I don't see any
but
Orochi people
it's
walking around in
related to-
Okay,
suits.
so we can get in Saeed's time traveling.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not like
it's not like we don't have time travel. It's true.
yeah, Agartha can do things.
And Agartha
Plus-
itself is sort of like a time portal.
Yeah, it is for sure. But the other
Oh.
thing is
Dark
that,
Agartha.
it could be a prequel. You know what I mean? Like Orochi goes there, right? Like Orochi goes to Mars. Essentially, is the gist of the game, the beginning of it at least. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying there could be like a prequel tie-in somehow, like some sort of Orochi. I don't know, Dreamer space program shit we could get to do. I'm just spitballing here.
Or
If
maybe
that
we
makes
could
sense.
finally go to the moon. Maybe they'll release some sort of moon content.
Well, we are.
were supposed to go to the moon.
And right, and because we've learned that Agartha is itself sort of a, not only does it bend space, but it also bends time. Good old general relativity there. So that we can go to possibly different time periods, and so we can go to far.
What was that evade bullshit? Evade.
Was it
Is
Ember?
Yeah.
Ember's getting tricky on us.
Float like a
Grimm
butterfly.
is
Fully healed
mentioning
around a
the
tree while we
Chad-
were trying to beat him.
Leo Grimm is mentioning the Chad the Chipmunk outfit, and I kind of don't want to put it on because he can't have it, but I also do want to put it on because Leo Grimm, you keep killing me. So,
Torn. Yeah, so like you could, if you had TSW, it's one of those things that you could potentially do like a transfer and have gotten it. But yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't transfer into Legends.
Unless you already had it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't have TSW. He didn't play TSW, but he had the part. So his issue is like he can't get it in Legends because the only way to get it in Legends is to have gotten it, like claimed it in TSW and then transferred. Since he didn't have TSW, that's not an option.
But I wonder. Well, no, you can't. You just can't get NPC.
Yeah, you can't claim it into Legends. It doesn't have an option for that. It'd be
Ew.
nice if it did.
I'll say. I guess it's no longer claimable in TSW either. But if you had TSW, claiming it now, and then transferring, doing a second transfer if you haven't already. Yeah, there's a lot of up in the air that. Yeah, sorry.
Bomber says, "I hope we get a cool space cosmetic for owning Moons of Magic."
Maybe they'll just give everybody the cosmonaut outfit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we do have that. We do have. Well, it would be. You know, what would be cool. Would be like an Orochi cosmonaut, right?
Ooh, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it's all black and white.
Yeah, could rock that. Plus, it would
Orochi
look
space
really
suit,
cool
like
with the bunny head.
they have one.
It'd look really cool with the bunny head. It's black and white. Oh, totally would. Andy, get on that.
Be like, of all thing Orochi has, they have a baseball uniform.
Yeah, I have
Leo.
that one looks really cool.
An
with the bunny
updated
head, too.
high-tech baseball uniform.
Yes.
So, they gotta have a spacesuit.
Damn you, Leo.
So yeah, here's hoping there's at least some tie-in. I would expect some tie-in. I don't know if I'm expecting a full mission or a full whatever. Like the park had a full mission, a full whatever, but I don't know if I'm expecting that. But
An entire 3-map
Cosmetics.
zone.
cosmetics, maybe even a new cache, like maybe.
Oh, a cache would. That would be cool to cache because that could have the outfit in it, right?
Right.
Theoretically,
Yeah.
like some space weapons or something.
That's something I might use all my keys on. Like that sounds like it'd be cool enough.
You would finally something to use your keys on. See, I don't know, like I've seen people talk crap about Rosendahl, and I don't see how. Like if you've ever played it with anybody, it's really just stupid fun.
The reload is so fast.
Yes, that is, I think, one of the biggest things that makes the biggest difference is dying doesn't really matter.
Yeah, dying doesn't matter at all. So
Because you don't have that cooldown.
Yeah.
And your spawn point is like literally right next to the entrance in. It's this constant flood of like, you know, dying, running back in.
New cash, you mean like Kawaii cash?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I have 10 Rosenbrawl reward bags.
I'm up to 13, yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm 20.
Wait,
20?
Yeah.
What? I have 12.
I got
All right,
21.
everyone kill Ember. Everyone kill Ember.
That's how you get the bags.
Just keep kicking him. Even
I
when
dropped
he's
good
dead.
loot. Oh, Leo's got 17.
What am I doing? I need to switch.
Maybe
gloves
maybe
or
not
something.
tapping the NPCs, right? That's where they come
Oh
from.
yeah, I haven't been. That's right. I've
Yeah.
flat.
And NPCs are just showing up. Bumblebread even showed up, and
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Wait, I missed Bumblebread? Really?
yeah.
No, you saw him.
No, I think it
There
was just me and Leo Grim.
We've had him more than once.
Oh, okay. So I've only seen him once, but he's showed up at least twice, maybe.
Tipsy Brawlers here.
Well, that's fine. I have an actual sticker from the actual Bumblebread, so that's just fine. Thank you.
He comes across as what, the bumbling baker?
Yeah,
I think is
he's
his
all
name.
the one that was all in white.
Nice. Yeah, I actually think I was like chilling out in not fighting zone while he showed up, but still very.
Wait, NPC. I'm like, get away, NPC. So maybe we'll get a nice neck talisman for owning Moons of Battle.
Oh god. Didn't someone get banned?
Oh god, that drama.
So I think someone got banned from the forums over the weekend when I was gone. Something crazy happened when I was gone because I saw some bits of it in Discord. I think it was, and then I don't know. Did you see Andy's tweets about community managers?
Andy had a couple of he went off the, I would say deep end, but he brought on his community manager voice that said, guys, for real,
Well,
don't
and
be
to be
No, I mean-
jerks.
and to be fair, I missed the initial story, but there was kind of an ongoing thing on social media about community managers and
Well, that's what I mean. Like he was
players being
posted
awful.
one on Twitter about just in general people being, you know.
Yeah,
shitty,
like to me, it felt
essentially.
like a more overall thing. Like I don't know if they're
No,
the
I
original
think it was
precipitating event.
I think it was spawned, honestly. Something happened because I mean, no one ever gets banned from anything. It feels like I feel like people should get banned more, honestly.
Right, and so yeah, because it takes a whole bunch to get banned because they
Because
don't want to
we've
lose.
seen people be extra and still like not end up banned or get
Right, because
I don't know.
those people still give money to the game, so you don't want to take away any source of revenue.
That's where I'm saying I disagree. I disagree on the fundamental level there. I think you need to protect your community.
Yes.
Because you lose money from the people that see that shit and just go like, nope, I'm gone.
That's true.
Just keeping the person around that's supposedly spending money in your game, like, no. It should be, God
the best
damn you and your
communities
healing.
I've been a part of were the ones who had zero tolerance for bullshit. those are the best ones I've been a part of.
Yeah.
We're just like, no stop, no, you're done.
Leah Grimm said Andy suspended a few people and then realized everyone could see it. Since he disliked that, he removed like 1 week suspension. Yeah, I think I know about that, but I think someone got kicked like permanently, or maybe from the Discord as well. Like I don't like.
I'll say a 1 week suspension is nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like I mean, it's there's someone both in TSW and SWL. I'm not gonna like throw names, but there's someone that's been temp banned from the game itself. Like I think, what did Kylie say, like 17 times or something? Like at a certain point, like just
just pull the
pull the plug on that person.
Do the entire one.
If everyone in the game knows this person, like, oh god, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I feel like at some point, like, and I'm sure I'm not saying it's Andy's fault, right? Because it's company policy or some stuff, but I feel at some point there needs to be like a hard rule that says like, no, you don't. Someone put on his big boy gloves.
That was one punch.
One punch Ocho. Hey everybody.
Well, a lot of things with the community management, it's a very thankless job. It's also hugely
They put up with a
important.
lot of nonsense.
I know, and I'm sorry. I've been trying so hard, but I did say a word earlier. Sorry.
You said a word? I didn't
I
notice.
said a word.
How about a couple words?
Well, we've said this is a
It was
mature stream.
The complete BS word.
Oh,
Nice.
now I'm gonna have to
You
mark.
monster!
Oh no!
Right?
I'm gonna have to mark it
mean-
as explicit on YouTube.
No.
I'm pretty sure last one I
We're gonna get
inadvertently dropped a couple.
deleted.
Oh, I've been marking
dropped
them.
a couple F-bombs last time, so I think you're okay.
I think I'm probably fine. That's good.
Yeah.
But no, the community manager thing, I also I get really titchy about because I've spent so much time in retail and like customer service.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people are awful, and then you're not allowed to tell them you are an awful person. Go away.
Yeah, humans
So
suck.
I have a lot of sympathy for that.
People, what a bunch of bastards.
I know, right?
The best thing about people are the people, and the worst thing about people are the people.
Yeah, something like that.
The best thing about people is when
That's taken off my quote of MMOs. Is the best thing about MMOs are the people, are the other people, and then the worst thing about MMOs are the people.
yeah, the people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, like, I think everyone's been all of the same opinion that I've seen, is that even our worst is like nothing compared to like pretty much any other game space.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
God.
yeah, hands down. Out of all the other online games that I play, I think we have one of the best communities. And I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, because every community's gonna have those bad eggs. We have our own, but
No,
it's just
we have one of the best general groups, mostly. Loki agrees. My dog agrees. Thank you.
No, I think that because go into a game like oh, someone showed
By
up.
the way, Yatashi's here. It's Yatashi backwards, by the way.
So you go into a game like, and I'm gonna name drop here, but if you go into a game like Star Trek Online, and that Star Trek Online is one of the most glaring, because it's Star Trek, it's a property that is supposed to be hopeful and have a very positive view of humanity and our goal towards the stars and cooperation and infinite diversity in infinite combinations, and this this by far positive view of humanity, and the people who play Star Trek Online are not that positive. Ember. Like I've seen more vitriol come from that game, and the developers of that game get so much abuse. That it's unreal. It's unreal. So yeah, so we have our eggs here, but I still think in general, overall, we also have one of the most helpful communities. We also have one of the communities that are still doing like all kinds of events, all kinds of always willing to help out new players, always willing to help out other veterans, always looking to be a positive force in the community.
As we punch each other,
Yeah.
but still valid.
Yeah, but I mean, even that is like we helped each other get in here because it's an invite.
Right.
Only,
We had
Yes.
to we had to
Like,
cooperate in
please
order
kill
to
me
get
a
in
lot,
here to
'cause-
do
So-
this.
Speaking
Yeah,
of which,
kill me lots because you brought me here.
mad props to Leo for putting during the Megaversary. One of the events was like a Rosen Brawl Saturday, and originally someone from Funcom was supposed to like show up and like hand out invites to make things easier, and there was some kind of miscommunication or something. Anyways, that didn't happen. So on the day of the event, we pulled together. Everyone pulled together, got people invites, got new people in, instructed them how to get invites, and those people
Did
went
the
out and
missions
invited new
enough to
people
get
in.
the invites, and
It was like,
got other people
look,
to do the missions to give the invite, and yeah.
I'll get the stamp, I'll go in, and then I'll come out and put the stamp on your arm, and then you can like, you know what I mean? Like the whole concert sneak you in with the stamp thing, like that's realistic. I think me and PJ still here. No, he's already leaving Rosenball. Me and PJ invited like 2 people from a group of 3, and then told those people how to invite their 3rd person, like help them get kills and stuff to get their 3rd member of their group in. And they had another one and helped in like event chat to get someone else in. So like, yeah, it was really an awesome example of like the community coming together and making something like a Rosenbrawl event happen in something that is an invite-only space, without any actual, GMs just going, "You're invited, and you're invited, and you're invited."
Right, like it turned out to be more organic than
which is kind of like how Rosenbrawl's supposed to work, right? It's how it's supposed to work. But it was fun. I think I was in Rosenball for quite a while. I ended up like a ton of rewards. Ran out of inventory space as per usual.
As you would.
that's the subtitle of Secret World Legends.
Well, at least for me.
Secret World Legends, inventory full.
Come for the filth, leave with a full inventory.
Sadly, Oh, the Kaya lady's here. I still seem to have more free slots than Valmer. Because Valmer is a hoarder. I have not ever bought a inventory slot. I think Valmer's bought
How can you live that way, sir?
You mean how do you live on 35 slots when you have max red gear and multiple? It's called
How do you live that way?
Inventory Tetris.
Yes, I just hear the Tetris music in the background. Yeah.
I haven't had my bot on in a while. But when I did, I had a command in my stream where people could just go exclamation Tetris and it would play the sound it makes when you get to the top and like you run out of space. You know what I mean? Like the Tetris.
Okay, there's Tetris, and then there's just not having space. I'm still sad, even with the lag. I am one of those people still sad about missing the inventory space for TSW.
It's not. I mean, like I said,
because I kept useless things. I will be honest.
Unless you're a massive hoarder, there really isn't a reason. Like, there's reason, I guess, to buy more than the base. I'll grant you that, like, just for comfort. But there's not a reason to have, like, hundreds of slots because of the way the gear system works, the way everything folds into itself. Like, you just don't need it.
Oh, I got the key card.
Nice, great.
Nice. What?
No, honestly, my biggest problem with the slots in this game is that I am trying to, for lack of a better word, level up all of my gear naturally, which means I tend to have like random green gear and blue gear and purple gear like sitting around because I'm ranking them up.
Yeah, so like again, that's one where I think I would say like that's not so much a game problem as like, you just need to organize that.
but there's only so many slots.
Right, but I guess it's also like just focus. Like I see this a lot with new players. Is like people like they never have shards because they're trying to use everything, and it's like that's not good. You need to focus. Make one piece the next color. Now make the next piece the next color. You don't need to have like 15 ongoing projects. That's not a healthy way to do it in this game.
See, and I think that was my problem in this game because what I decided was since using same on same gives best results, I wanted to leave myself open to doing same on same as many times as possible. It's less of an issue now because most of my stuff is blue or purple, and I'm not keeping around that much everything. But okay, fair. That was probably me.
I'm just saying it's like one of those like tips like I give to like new streamers, which there's been a lot of been a resurgence of Secret World streamers, like newer players. And one of the things I'll do because I like to keep an eye on all that, is I'll pop in and give them tips on stuff. And one of them is that it's like, look, you need to vendor green stuff or you're gonna be out of shards, because you need shards to empower, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna end up like in this really weird spot where you have all these projects going on and you can't upgrade anything because you're out of shards. That then people are like, where do I get shards? You have to sell that crap at a vendor. Stop trying to make everything at once.
To be fair, I have also always had a ridiculous number of shards. I just pick up a lot of crap as I play.
But I mean, I've literally seen people with like, I don't know, like 15 green pieces going at once. Like, and they have like literally no shards. They've never vendored anything.
Yeah.
No,
And like they didn't even know that
I'm
they
not at
could.
that level.
They didn't even really know they could. And it's just like, what are you doing?
Right, and past a certain point, using green items to level up something else is
yeah,
a waste.
or at least non-matching. You can do matching through blue pretty easy. Even purple a little bit. Matching
but
if you're really close to the next level or something. But yeah.
But the amount of shards it costs to do a single item, non-matching is.
Do you guys remember
excessive.
how little people understood distillates in the very beginning of this game?
Yup.
Like everyone was like, "What is this crap reward from a dungeon?" What is
And
this
you're like,
distillate bullshit?
that's how you level up your.
It's like, no, that's the best. You don't want a 1 pip dungeon drop. You want a distillate to make your gear better. And like people did not understand that at all. Like there was this big lack of understanding of what the deal was with distillates and like why they were important.
Yatashi's back.
Yeah.
I think part of that is because like once you get to like level 50 and you get up to the the higher areas of the game, even Tokyo, what sort of gear do you need to get through?
Yeah, the dungeon drops are actually like, because they only ever drop green, right? Unless you get like a specific radiant drop from like an E5 dungeon and up, like they don't really matter. The talismans themselves are worthless. You want the distillates. And the reason you want the distillates is because they scale with the dungeon, whereas the talismans don't. Talisman or weapon. I mean, yes, in the higher dungeons, I think you get some better drop. but in the but in general, right, it's still a green item. So the most it's gonna, if you don't need it and you're using it to empower, oh great, it's a green. But the distillate might be like blue or purple, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And distillates always cost a little less. You know, they're a better value.
Well, they're basically always matching, right? Like, and they can have way more XP. I just remember like the stream where like Tilty relented and like, all right, you guys want more gear drops, we're gonna do that, but you're gonna regret this. He's like, you're gonna regret this.
You're gonna regret more gear. Yeah.
He literally was like face palming on stream, like, you don't understand. Distillates is what you want. Like, you need distillates. And like there was this huge outcry. Like, no one understood what the importance of them was, and I don't really know why.
I mean,
I don't think it was that
get
complicated.
I get it. It actually is not that complicated, but it just doesn't feel.
I think everyone was so used to like the old system and like, oh, I get a new piece that has a certain effect on it, and like that's the cool thing I want from it.
Right. Yeah. Like getting something that's just like, oh, you can just upgrade the current gear you have.
And like, no, I want new shiny gear.
Yeah.
But they just didn't really understand how the system works and that's not really a thing. Like it is a little bit like I said, but even that's not really until like the later dungeons can drop you like what is it, like a cold silver dice, I think, you know. But the thing is, even those, that's the other thing, at the time we didn't know that like best in slot for legends is still like not crazy great, you know what I mean?
Well, your one IP kind of proved that.
Yeah.
I am 100%.
Yeah, right. Who needs gear?
Yeah, who needs gear at all? You can play the entire game without any gear, even.
Yep.
I
did it.
fully intend to play the entire game with my Shadowbound gear for forever, even though that annoys people.
Me too.
I like my buddy. I like my friend.
That was like the first thing I ever upgraded to Mark III was the Shadowbound. I was like, you are becoming Mark III. I'm buying this Imbuer thing.
Yep.
That was the one thing in SWL. In TSW, I never had to request a GM to give me back something I accidentally deleted. I did that in SWL with one of my Shadowbound weapons. And I emailed them, and I don't know if they could tell that I was practically crying through the email, but I'm like,
yeah,
please,
I deleted
please just let me have this back, please. It's my Shadowbound, and I'm an idiot, and please.
You're like, I need my Revenant buddy.
Exactly. Oh.
Yeah,
I love when he pops out.
Believe it or not, on to me with base inventory and base bank space. I actually have all the Shadowbound weapons.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
And I have the Lorenzian Fabricator that for some reason was dropping in Kaiden for a while. Doesn't do anything. I just never deleted it.
What do you...
I hoard weird things and I have inventory space. Haha.
See, that's what I don't get, because I also hoard weird things.
Right, because you also keep at least a couple stacks of
Krampus rockets.
Krampus rockets.
Yes.
Well, for a little while, I had them shoved up all my agents' butts until that stopped working. Hey, there's Bumblebread.
Oh, I have to move things and move myself instead of looking at my inventory.
So, I think Leo said people still don't get distillates every time we talk about cash drops and think the weapon drops are the main thing about caches. The distillates are the main. Yeah. That is a big misunderstanding, I think, as well. It's like the caches is like, look, dude, you're getting scaled distillate. Scaled distillates. They didn't used to. They do now. So like if you're like E10, you're getting like 8k distillates minimum out of the cache. That one cache key a day for your patron benefit is worth it in distillates alone. Never mind like cosmetics or weapon drops or any of that crap. Like,
yeah, well, it's like having the patron, gives you the one cache key per day, and it gives you a buff to cooldown timers for missions, and yeah, also a buff to experience. But yeah, no, it's that cache key, or it's that distillate that comes out of that cache that will really help you, like, you know, get all geared faster. That's, I think, why I'm also scared to open them. Because at this point, yeah,
when we were on inventory, I was gonna say I am that loser that, like, I have the Morning Light pamphlet, and I have both of the Fear Nothing pamphlets, and I have my 3 imbued apples, and I am that person.
I do carry a single banknote with me, though.
Oh, I have one of those too.
That's right.
Ember, what the shit are you doing?
Ember did this to me before.
Memories.
Breaking your line of sight.
I know you're breaking my line of sight, but like seriously, what the heck? Did you get
But
into
watch
the
his
catnip?
health.
You get into the
Yeah, watch my
catnip?
health.
Like, what?
Watch his health. He does it enough. His health will keep going up.
Oh.
He kept doing that to me, and I was like, wait, how are you? What's going on here? What is this nonsense? What magic is this?
Ah! Sucker! I don't think so, buddy.
I was just watching that happen.
I know. I had to just like been like do 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 do.
Yeah, it's a little unknown secret of the Rosenbrawl.
That
I mean,
magic
I know
tree
how
is
to
the
break
same
line of
tree.
sight because you can actually do that without a tree. Like you just walk through the person, you can break line.
Yeah,
That's
but
like
it's not
two
as
heavies
fun.
are fighting. Like, yes. Like when two heavies are fighting, a lot of times like you'll be like, you know, walking through each other practically. It's the person that manages to break line of sight on the one person and keep line of sight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you break line of sight so their punch doesn't land, but you keep them targeted. I think that's kind of part of the challenge.
Leo says, talking about getting geared faster, that they recently maxed their first weapon, all free to play. Take that, salty people that say Secret Legends is pay to win.
Yeah, I've always vehemently disagreed with that statement. Pay to win, well, A, pay to win what exactly? And B, like, I don't know, man. It's the most friendly free-to-play game I've ever seen.
Well, that's always been the statement. Like, no matter what game you play, it's like, right, pay to win. What is the win? What is the win condition here? That is always the win of the pay to win. Like, what are you actually winning?
Well, I think it's in the games where like I think Arcade is one of the ones that was like very much pay to win. Everyone that played that game was like, yep, it's pay to win.
Well, that one was pay to win PvP, because that's what that game really is.
Yeah.
It makes a
Yeah,
difference.
there's a lot of
It's
open
PvP.
world PvP. There's a lot of what have you.
Yeah, and
it's
if
like
you
that's
can
what you're winning.
If you can buy things that like no one, well, the thing is, if you could buy it, just have it faster, that's fine. But I think the problem in that game was like you could buy things that you can only buy, and they're significantly better than things that you get not buy, right? So the definition of pay to win. Oh, ran into that one.
But
But
to
yeah, I've
me, if it's
never
not a
understood.
PvP thing, then
Yeah, what are you
Then
paying
what
to
is
win
the
exactly?
win? Yeah, what is the
Yeah.
win condition? What is the win that people are talking about? That's why, you start talking about pay to win, and you start going, well, why do people play MMOs in the first place? Or not necessarily why they play them, but like, what is the thing that you collect? What is the thing that you really go after in games? And at a certain point, it starts turning into cosmetics, right? Like it starts turning into cosmetics, achievements.
So wait, you're saying you're paying to win the cosmetic endgame?
So in a way, like,
Yeah, pretty
partially,
much.
if you actually think that the end game is more about collecting cosmetics and emotes and stuff like that, yeah, you could argue technically that games are pay to win, because you could buy cosmetics, you could buy this, you could buy that. They don't actually affect how your character is, but at a certain point, you collect pets, you collect outfits, you collect, and it all depends upon one's personal reasons.
Yeah, but as
to play.
long as you can get them a different way, like for instance, Secret World, right? You can exchange them off I cannot tell you how much moth I've exchanged for Orem to get the agents I have. Right? Like, I think I'm short like 4 agents in the entire game. It's only like the new Freemason.
Bravo.
But I think I've probably spent in the entirety of Agent Network's existence maybe $40, maybe. Like, I mostly just flip Moth to Orem and buy booster pack and then cry. Didn't get anything good.
But it is no, that's true though, because like if you say like, okay, what is it gonna take for me to get to sprint 6? I have sprint 5 right now. Like to get to sprint 6 takes.
Yeah, I can tell you, I didn't buy with real money any of the sprints. I think what happened, if I remember correctly, is I got lucky with some purple weapon drops from a cache and sold them and had enough moth to Orem to buy the sprints in game.
It takes 1,500 RM, right? So 1,500 RM. Let's just do the math real quick. All right, 1,500 RM.
What's the exchange rate right now? 280 something. I think it's 280 something.
Yeah, the exchange rate is around 287.
Double kill.
Nice.
287 moths per RM. Bust out a calculator.
Yeah, so 287 times 1,500. And no, I'm not doing that in my head. Go hell. Oh, Tipsy
So it
Roll
would
is
take
here.
430,500 moths,
Right.
right?
Yep.
But how many can you earn a day? Even without, let's say, without even using the auction house, without even using that,
Like,
how much can you earn
10K?
just from daily?
Is it 10K? I want to say it's 10K. 10 or 12K a day, I think.
What's the thing to see the?
Shift J? The dailies. So it's 1,000, 3,000, 4,000,
Shift J. So
5,000.
I think the first set of 5 missions is like 10,000, but there's 1 or 2 of
That's
the
like
of the
6.
bonus challenges that's really easy to get to.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 10 or 12K.
Yeah, so let's say we'll say 11K. Okay.
Yeah. So,
So
you know,
that's
10 days is 100,000. Right? If you just say 10K, then
Yeah.
times 10 days, it's 100,000. So
right,
like
and so this is
month-
about 40 days. 40 days worth of play. That's a little over a month. Like, or that's a month and a third.
and that's just super base. Like,
Yeah, and that's
Well,
like not even selling on the auction house to make money. That's not even doing. So 40 days worth of playing, to get the top sprint, like that's actually not terrible. Like I've seen games where it's like, okay, again, I'll pick on Star Trek Online. In order to get one of the top Star Trek Onlines, and they have one of the same. What I said didn't make any sense. In order to get one of the top ships, or one of the tier 6, whatever, you can only get it from buying it in the store sort of ships. You can exchange in-game currency for in the same capacity. You can exchange in-game currency for store credit, but in order to get one of the top tier ships, like it would take you 3 or 4 months worth of play just in order to get the amount to do it. Like
that's crazy.
It is insane. Like at that point, you're like 3 or 4 months of play, or do I just drop $20? Like,
Right. Leo said, I think if I turn my Moth into Orem in one go, I break the exchange. Then again, I'll get a ludicrous amount of booster. Leo is literally possibly like the richest person in the game, or at least one of the top, and he don't think he's ever spent a dime on the game.
So right, so thinking that getting up to, you know, to get like the top sprint or, you know, 1500 RM only takes 40 days at base play. Like that is
Yeah, and like
that
even
is
like
not bad.
it would go down significantly if you're selling like anything from any of your activities, you know?
Right. And then even on top of that, you know, you open up a cash key every day, you know, you get other bonuses for playing every day even on top of that in the first place. So it would go, yeah, so it would go down even on top of that. So the whole concept that it's like, it's, you know, this is a game where you can play free and it's not as insane as other games are.
Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know. Like, I've never seen anyone complain about like the free to like anything that costs money. I'm just like, really, dude? Like, what more do you want for free?
Yeah.
Everything. You want stuff
And
given.
the top sprint to get 1500, like that is a lot. There's a lot of stuff that costs a heck of a lot less than that. And it's, if you be like, all right, I really want this item. Okay, well that will take like 5 days worth of
I
playing.
tend to think of most things in terms of like darker depths.
It let me do it.
It'll let you do it.
Snowball fight.
It totally let me do it. I didn't think it would let me do it.
It's raining. Raining. It's snowing. Sorry. It's snowing in the. Wait, can we actually?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if we can actually throw them, but
No,
it
can't.
let me place it.
No, I interacted, but it didn't do anything.
Aw.
It just told me my inventory was full.
Well, I tried.
Really? I have 4 slots free. I should be fine. It just doesn't let me. I interacted with it, but then like nothing happened. I think if you de-equip the gloves, it should work. Like if you drag the gloves, potentially. Now I can't hit use on it now.
Well,
Now
I right clicked on the gloves and I got kicked out of the play area.
So did I.
Yeah.
I got kicked out.
That's funny.
No.
Well, we're still in the instance, but it's just
Yeah.
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 Just boots you. That's actually kind of nice that they did that, to be honest.
wonder, can I go back over here? Let's see if I can pick him up now.
And I mean, and I've seen people do ludicrous things in other games. Another one that
Nope.
that I've played is Lord of the Rings Online. And in Lord of the Rings Online, whenever you do an accomplishment, whenever you do a deed, an achievement, they give you a drop of store points. So you'll do like, oh, you know, you completed this achievement. Here is 5 store points, and then stuff in the store costs like, you know, 500.
Griff,
Yes.
come look at my amazing boxing gloves.
But yet I still
Sounds
know
like a
people.
trap.
What?
that really sounds like a trap. Oh, I
Oh, that's
have a
right.
loading screen.
The weapons. You can
Oh,
get
you
the
tried because you ran into the
Yeah,
zone without
that was
gloves.
me. Your marvelous gloves gave me a loading screen. Oh, that's amazing gloves. Wow.
My Shadowbound blade. I'll now punch you with my Shadowbound blade. Ha ha!
Except that was your foot.
And now I'm punching you with it.
Well, he punched you with his foot. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't lie.
Skills. I can punch with my feet. It's a rabbit thing. Don't worry about it.
Punch with your feet and kick with your hands. But yeah, so I mean, there's other games where, you know, they give you, you know, slight store points or whatnot, and I still know people who have play those games entirely free. But it seems like the grind in those ones are so much worse
Yes.
than it would be here. So, as I said, we know Leogrim. Leogrim basically plays free.
Waha. Killed you all with my blade.
All right, I have. Ooh, hello, Krampus. Krampus, Chad. Krampus, Chad. Hi.
Chad Krampus.
That's Chad Cramp.
Also, if you equip an Ellie focus in your second one and then you attack, it looks like you have lightning gloves, which is pretty cool. I'm digging on my lightning gloves. Where are you hiding, Ember?
Oh, I'm still in the. I was moving.
I got lightning gloves.
I got a shotgun.
Oh, that knocked me down too. That's funny. Super runaway.
I'm trying to haymaker.
Why do you think I'm running away?
What just hit me?
Chad Christmas.
Oh. Aha.
Downed again.
Chad Christmas. That's so
Ah.
weird looking. You look so
Yeah.
weird.
Thank you. It's so weird.
Have you shown that on stream or like can people actually see that?
Oh, no wonder I didn't see you. On my screen, you're doing the you're on the ground fighting.
Oh, no, I was right behind you.
No, that's why I didn't see the. I'm like, what's hitting me? What is this? What's going on?
That's funny. Invisible Chad Krampus.
I also completely missed where you could get the Krampus face.
Whoa, wait, I have another attack? What's going on here?
Tell me a story about how I missed the Krampus face.
Oh, the Krampus mask? That was,
Yeah.
I think it was a holiday. No,
It's-
I think no, it was a veteran points.
Oh, okay. I got most of those, but I did not get all
Yeah,
of those.
I might not actually have that.
Yeah, from back in the day.
Back in the day.
Okay, it's not actually doing anything. Because I have the shotgun out, and because, you know, one of my weapons is a shotgun, it actually put 2 abilities on my bar,
Huh.
but those abilities aren't actually there.
That's funny. Oh, Yutashi's here again. Lightning gloves, especially with the blue ones, looks really cool.
They do? I think Chaos. Chaos also looked cool if I remember correctly.
Blood. I think blood was cool, right? Because you're asking
Oh,
for
they're
some
bleeding
dripping
gloves.
blood. Yeah. I don't think I have a blood focus though. Well, I have a shadowbound one in my bank. I don't think I have one on me.
Volmer says the Krampus mask was an item of the month. So if you weren't a sub for that month, you couldn't get it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I did get into the game just a little bit late. I did the Grandmaster like as soon as I played fall, but I got into it just like a tiny bit late and I missed some of those.
I got in it like 2014. It's like the Steam summer sale. And I didn't buy it the first day.
NPC.
I didn't buy it the first day because the picture was so stupid. Their marketing has honestly been pretty.
It has not been the best.
And like literally the next day, like they had a different sale, and it used the comic book covers, and I was like, "What is this? Tell me more." You know. But the first day it was just like it was literally just a single picture of a deep one, was like, I don't want to play some Creature of the Black Lagoon game. Screw off, and I didn't buy it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, that's literally all it shows. One picture of like the deep one, like with like it just came out of the water or something. I was like, whatever. Like it's not. I don't care. As soon as I saw the comic book cover ad, I was like, and then I really started reading. I was like, what is this? What is this? And it showed more than one thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It was just I felt like the first day's banner was really, really poorly designed. Now you're gonna pick one thing, by the way, to show about Secret World on an ad to get someone to buy it. It's not a deep one. I'm sorry. You know? Like, wouldn't it be like filth stuff or like Erdrog? You know what I mean? Like, why would it be a deep one? They don't even have their own museum pedestal, for crying out loud.
Yeah, be Erdrog, at least.
Or no, I'm sorry. They do have a pedestal, but it doesn't require deep one kills. It requires Drog kills because no one gives a crap about deep ones. They're like shoved into the Drog life cycle museum, but they're not actually Drog.
Yeah. No, one of my biggest regrets.
Died like immediately.
It's because I put on the new weapon, and then you hit me once.
Oh, when you change weapons, you lose equal footing buff for a second.
Yes, so you hit me as soon as that, as soon as equal footing buff activated.
Right, so, well, basically before, so your health was like nothing. Is that the Chaos one? Nice. Blue versus
see, it's not
green
even showing up
gloves.
on my screen.
I see it. You have like green glowy gloves. You just killed me with.
No, I picked up Secret World like immediately, but then one of my friends bought me Guild Wars 2, and I felt obligated to try to play that because my friend bought it for me. So then it took forever for me to circle back to Secret World, and I was like, dude, why was I not playing this sooner?
I mean, I honestly, until like the Steam sale, I didn't know it existed. You know what I mean? I just didn't know about it. I would have played it had I known it existed.
I don't remember how I came across it, to be honest. I know when I circled back, it was because Chaos D1 did that video. That was when I circled back, but for the life of me, I don't remember how I found it to first
But
buy
I
it.
hated how the controls were. It's like, honestly, the reason I picked up an Xbox controller. Like, I've always played TSW on a controller because I freaking hated, like, that you had to hold down right mouse button for the mouse look. It just annoyed the holy crap out of me. And, like,
I play every MMO partially on a controller because my wrist sucks, so, like, that's fine.
Like, the thing is, what's funny is, like, I've never been a console player. I didn't have one growing up. Like, I literally, got a controller to not play TSW with the default control scheme. Kind of super backward. But yeah, like I almost stopped playing it because I found the controls just so foreign to me. And then I found, you know, people were using a controller with with XPad or to like program it, and like
Yeah.
I did that, and then it became playable to me, and yeah, kind of haven't stopped playing that since. But I play everything else. I play most like all my other PC games. I play like just mouse and keyboard. It's only Secret World. Secret World gets a controller.
It's only Secret World.
Yep.
I do almost everything like a weird combination. Like I have a gaming mouse now, which helps. But like movement controls, I always have on a gamepad because my wrists fail, and if I do actual keyboard controls for too long, they die on me, and it's very sad. Poor me.
Hey, I just got the 100 PvP kills.
Nice.
Bravo.
Pretty sure every single one of those is from Rosenbrawl.
Yeah.
So, having a nice MMO mouse or a just a mouse with extra buttons on it is always helpful.
I'm actually over 1,000. I'm at 1,136.
For a second, I thought
Show off.
because previous conversation, I was like, "You have over 1,000 buttons."
Over 1,000 buttons.
It's
Oh, you know what?
On
I
his
was gonna say,
mouse.
in TSW, right, there was a lot more things to shortcut. Right? Yeah,
Yes.
you had all kinds of kickbacks and stims and gadgets and tacos and
And
just-
ages.
You had tons of stuff, right?
I like ages. Forgive me.
So your normal shortcut bar was like 5 keys, I think, right? Shift 1 through 5 or you had like 5
Yeah,
shortcut
something like
keys.
that.
So I got the hotbar add-on that lets you like define an inventory box and then define keys to it. And with the controller, mind you, so not with the keyboard, with the controller, I had some combination, like crazy combination of layout control with 17 hotbar shortcuts.
I believe you.
17 hotbar shortcuts on an Xbox controller, which like does not have that many buttons. But it was like lots of like, you know, hold this trigger and then push this, or hold this and push that. Like, yeah. So when Legends went to reticle, this is how I've always played. I always was looking at where I was fighting, right? Because my joystick was always mapped to hold right mouse button.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? So for me, the movement was exactly the same as I already played, and then everything else was just kind of a little bit easier, if anything. It's like the happiest person in SWL beta. When I was freaking out about the reticle, I'm like, what are you talking about? This is how I play. Anything, it's easier.
My
Oh, no.
gaming controls like literally make no sense, and actually, especially now that I'm talking about back in the Aegis days, because like all of my movement controls were on my gamepad and my fighting controls were on my gaming mouse, but I didn't have enough buttons, so then my Aegis was on my keyboard. So I
I'm
don't
like
know.
that with,
I did it. It worked. I
So
didn't
I
die.
play with a controller, right? But like, at least in Legends, I've never bothered to assign a shortcut to the health potion. So like, when I'm in a fight, I'll like spaz out and smack like I have 0 bound to that. Oh, so in one IP man's fight against the tank commander, that's why at some point in the fight I opened the agent window by accident. Because I go to smack 0 and I hit P and I can't see what I'm doing. I'm like, no, I'm gonna die. And I did, by the way, that's in the actual final kill video. Like, the try where I killed him, I opened the agent window twice. Because I turned it off, and then when I was smashing the key to turn it off, I turned it right back on again. And I think I was walking out of cyberspin when that happened, too. Yeah, that was interesting. Oh, I see someone went electrical.
All right, very sadly, very, very sadly, I have to be a grown-up because it is almost midnight here, and I have to be up at 6.
We've been talking pretty much nonsense for the past hour anyway, so...
Hey now, speak for yourself.
I am. No, I would say that now's probably a good time to end it anyway. We stopped having at least the news I wrote down. Good time away. Some time ago. So I'll just say, oh no, my screen went away. There it is. Agents, this has been the 0 Point Report, strain 04-GCM. You can catch us recording live every other Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on the 0 Point Report Twitch channel, where you can also join us and chat with us while we do the show live.
I had 1% health left, Ember.
I know, I
and
saw.
Shenanigans. Or download our show wherever podcasts are found so you can listen to us on the go. You can get in touch with us by engaging with us on Twitter at 0 Point Report, emailing us at the0pointreport@gmail.com, checking out previous shows on our YouTube channel, and joining us on our Discord server, both named the 0 Point Report. I can only imagine how a podcast of this sounds. just shenanigans all over the place. Yeah.
It just sounds ridiculous.
It just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
From all of us here at the 0 Point Report, we want to thank you for tuning in and wish you all the best from the secret world. Have a good night and see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.